We're gonna head right into another sweet, sweet chapter of Death2Divinity, a story where, actually, wait. Oh no, I don't remember what happened. Man, if only I had, 5 players who could recap it for me. So, we have, by that I mean Jude's co-signed this. We have decided to run a bit of a mini game here at the top with a little poll to accompany it. Now, over at Gen F, we have a slightly different game, but I think I finessed it here. I'm ready for the final iteration. So here at the top of show, you are each going to get to do a 15-second recap of last week's episode. 15 seconds and 15 seconds alone to tell me what happened in the 4 hours that we played Dungeons & Dragons together. No, you will physically not be able to fit all of it. Yes, it is still your job to try. At the end of those 15 seconds, we will start a Twitch poll. Chat's gonna vote for who best did their recap. And that person's gonna get inspiration for this session. This session and this session alone. It applies here, only here. Anyone have any questions for me?
No.
My mind has gone empty, and I'm just trying to fill it back up again with memories that I know and experience.
Memories.
No memories, only mac and cheese.
My sweet players, can you go ahead and roll the D20 for me to get today started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Molly.
Weeping. Yes.
One day I'll roll higher than a 3 in Roll20. Today's not that day.
We're actually gonna go low to high. So, that's how this is gonna work, which means, who's gonna get to go last? Brian's gonna get to go last. Congratulations. So I have my little timer up here. Gonna be 15 seconds each time. The order, do you want me to tie break you, Current and Adrielle? Or would you like to do a tie break roll?
Well, yeah, we could do a tie break roll.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another quick little tie break roll.
Yo!
Not
when it counts.
So, Lyrica, Lyrica.
Hi.
You are going to do our first 15-second recap, which means you are going to be the first to suffer this evening. But I believe in you. I'm actually thinking that the person who might be able to do it best is going first. But so please set the trend. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to recap in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so start of the story. We meet 4 adventurers. Myself, Current, have just woken up. Oh my god, this is horrible! I can't do this in 15 seconds! Welcome, got in trouble! Jesus!
All right, you're out of time!
Nope.
Great attempt. Let's see if anyone can do it better. 15 seconds, Adrielle, to recap what happened last time. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, great. Adrielle got in trouble because her friend snuck out last night. Then we cut to Brian, who talks to Captain Reader. Captain Reader said that he has a block that he needs to give to someone. Brian can't do it because Brian's in trouble with the law, so then they go to Winona. Winona gets it. Winona also agrees to Karina to help her do something in the castle, and then also...
All right, valiant attempt, I'll say, though. Next up on the list, that means it is... Oh, Keita and Molly are also tied. Do either of you, do you guys want to tie break real quick?
Yeah.
Tie break real quick.
I'll go first.
Okay, you'll go first? All right. Sweet Gideon, go ahead and recap what happened for everyone last week in 15 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Current is being blackmailed by a man named Merrick, who wants the exact same thing that Brian and Winona currently have. Gideon is experiencing religious oppression. Great surprise. Adriel's getting pressure from all sides after being chosen as the champion to go into the wilds by the monarch. Not Winston, someone.
Do you like how me just yelling is the time? It's the time limit. All right, Kita. Let's see if you can top that. 15 seconds to recap what happened last week.
Oh, all right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Castle Kids in trouble. Karina, really fucking annoying. I get this little thing in my pocket. Lyrica also needs a thing in my pocket. I can't do the thing. I end up in the castle. Then Adriel gets chosen. My rival gets chosen. I don't know what happens next.
Yay! You went a little bit over because I got so into it I got distracted. But that was a pretty good attempt. Okay. Last but not least, Sam, you've had all this time to prep, so it should be the best theoretically. Your 15-second recap in 3, 2, 1, go.
The Castle Kids are in super trouble. Current is being blackmailed for something that is currently in Winona's pocket because of Captain Reader, who's probably dead. Brian met Karina. Karina is a radical, but not really, and there's a lot of chaos happening. They have 24 hours left in Kyrthys. That's all I know.
All right. Oh my God, I just got so excited.
Yes,
my whole life over there.
fun.
Oh God. That was a great job. Can we go ahead and get poll up, get some voting? We'll
mods,
see who
can we
gets
get a
inspiration.
poll up, please, to figure out who gets inspiration this week? Thank you, mods. Also, if you want to, so a few things right here at the top. You'll notice in Katie May's camera, there is a little tiny thing called a chaos bar. If that chaos bar gets filled, an encounter that would not have happened otherwise will happen if that chaos bar gets filled. You can do !D2D tips to get to the Pally GG for us. And then also, if you want to compensate our mods for being lovely, incredible, and wonderful, all of the sub and bit revenue from this stream goes directly to the mods. And the mods also have their own Pally GGs, so you can do !D2D mods if you want to compensate the mods. Any questions? No? Great, thanks, cool.
How do you look that good?
Stress.
Nice.
No.
Oh,
Y'all
my
didn't
gosh.
see me
So
trying to put this wig down, not finding the wig tape that I bought. I still don't know where it is. And just
no.
crying about it.
Oh, okay. Well, no more tears unless they're caused by me this evening, gamers. Let me take it from here on out. What do you say? You want to tell a story together? I think I'm getting into the mood. But one more thing I want to do before we get started. Let's go round robin, and introduce our characters real quick. Jude, if you'll show our character sheets on screen while we do that.
Yeah.
So everyone can get to know you a bit more. Just so everyone can put the name to the face. Let's go around. Let's start with you, Lyrica. Go ahead and tell us who you're playing, their pronouns, all that kind of jazz.
Ryan said hello. Sorry.
Hi.
You're on.
So I'm playing Current, whose pronouns are she, they, and they are a Hurricane Genasi druid.
Yes. Oh, delicious. Sam.
Hi, my name is Sam. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Brian, whose pronouns are also she, her. And Brian is a smuggler / assassin halfling.
Hell yeah. Kita.
Hello, I am playing Winona, whose pronouns are she, her. I am a half-elf barbarian.
Yeah.
Delicious, delicious, delicious. And then Jude.
Hello. My name's Jude. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Adriel Holotide, who is an Aasimar Twilight cleric. Her pronouns are she, they. Also, thank you for the
Beautiful.
hype train, babes. Appreciate you.
And Molly.
Hello, I'm Molly. Pronouns are she, they, and I'm playing Gideon Osmond. Pronouns also she, they. One might call them a bit of a bad boy, a wild magic sorcerer tiefling who loves to move chairs for pretty girls. So,
Name tag that says moves chair for pretty girls.
No, they
more
have,
do you
they have the
need?
sweater that says I'm chair mover.
Right. And then
more do you
parentheses
need?
for pretty girls. Like that, but there's a specific.
I'm gonna put that on my
qualifier to it.
dating profiles. Needs chair
Yeah.
mover.
And then I'm KM the DM, Katie May, your DM for this evening. I use they, she pronouns. I'm ready to take you on a beautiful adventure in the realm of Acrimon, home to Kyrthys, the floating city in the sky city that was left stranded after the Feywild escaped from its native plane and swallowed the material realm whole. That was a real long time ago, though. Hundreds and hundreds of years. Nobody really talks about it anymore. Kind of like over with. So basically, we're in Kyrthys. We're vibing. Actually, it is kind of important that we're in the wilds, right? Because I think one of you just agreed to go to them. Which one of you was it again?
Agreed is a strong word.
That's a strong word.
One of us got drafted. Yeah.
One of you got drafted. That's true. We are in the brief moments after your drafting, still in the Arcanon Castle Hall. This auditorium filled with people, filled to the brim. And you, Adriel, kind of standing off to the side of the podium. Are you still able to hear the procession as you're standing there? Or is it one of those moments when the pressure comes down so hard that you can't even...
Adriel's focusing on not fainting. Like, Adriel is very actively focusing on not fainting right now.
And so when Gideon's looking at you and sees that, what does Gideon see?
Gideon sees Adriel, like, swinging her necklace like a pendulum and very, like, slowly trying to match her breath in time with the swings of the pendulum.
Okay. So we see that. We see the pendulum swinging back and forth. This little piece of the sky almost looks like a... What's the word again? The word... Oh, my God. It's like an astronomer's little thing. And
Astrolabe?
I literally... Yes, I also have that word in Dungeons and Everything Nice. I don't know why it flew out of my brain in a simple moment. This pendulum looks like an astrolabe flitting back and forth underneath you. Gideon, you can see it catching the light of these braziers that are lit around the Arcanic Hall. And this procession continues. I don't know how much of it you all catch, but it's all formalities, right? You are led through another prayer session, praising each one of the gods. Is there a particular one that anyone, most of you are here in this hall. Actually, let's revisit who is in this hall and who is not in this hall. I believe Current is here. I believe Gideon is here. And I believe Adriel is here.
Mm-hmm.
Winona is outside the castle, kind of lurking around for hot goss, right? And then Brian headed across Kyrthys to go do business, right? You're not even... Okay. So, as Current, Gideon, and Adriel are in this moment, do any of you want to speak to, as these prayers are being done, who you pray especially hard to in this moment? Do any of you want to talk about the aspects of divinity that you follow?
I think, sorry, I'm fixing the fucking captions. I think Adriel actually will pray to a god that's not one of her gods. I think that she would pray to Discord at this moment in time.
Oh. Okay, so you are praying to Discord, which is very interesting. She represents chaos and rebellion and the discord of life. She's brash, she's grief and joy all at once. She's everything. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and tell me what this prayer looks like, and then roll a religion check for me.
I think Adriel will bow her head, close her eyes, and take a really shaky breath and go, Discord, I don't know if you can hear me. I am praying to you as the person who watches over chaos and destruction, and I ask you to guide me in order to use chaos to my advantage. That's all she'll say. Before she feels like swallowed up by her own emotions.
Okay.
Let me roll.
Go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Let me roll her religion check. You know what? We're just gonna pop this bad baby out. You're gonna live over here. If my character sheet would load today, that'd be great. There we go.
Did you ask it nicely?
No, it's fine.
So then... Ooh, a 6.
I keep rolling 3s, so I'm gonna scream.
Will you, for me, quite quickly, Adriel, somewhere on your character sheet, mark Discord -1?
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you. Current, Gideon, are either of you praying in this moment?
Yes, Gideon definitely is, I would say.
All right, Gideon, you're sitting in the front row. You've just watched your ex get volunteered to basically go to the Hunger Games. You know,
Gideon's not having a good time.
Big PETA energy right now, honestly, unfortunately. You're here in the front row. Tell me what's going on in your mind, and as this religious proceeding happens, who you're praying to.
Yeah, I think Gideon's doing that thing that I would do in church, where if you're feeling anxious, where you're just tapping your leg really fast. And her head's bowed. And I think she's praying to Monarch, whose reign is power and triumph. And I think that's what Gideon's kind of mumbling quietly to herself. I think she says something like, you know, I don't ask for much. I guess I'd rather ask for the same thing a lot, which is strength. Normally I ask for myself. I'd like to ask for it for someone else, or at least just to keep her safe, because I'm going. I mean, I don't know if I'm going, so I need to be strong. So I need some help, right? I mean, this is what you're here for, right? And she's, I think, trying to whisper very quietly.
All right, will you go ahead and give me a religion check?
Yes. Character sheet.
Character sheets. A 15. Gideon, go ahead and add a +1 to Monarch somewhere on your character sheet. You can do it in some of the descriptions pages on the second if you're not sure where to put it. But you have now a +1 for Monarch. Current. You're a little bit off to the side. You can kind of like look over and just kind of see that like Gideon's like going in between like staring at Adriel and then like praying very hard down at the ground. And you're sort of breathing this all in. Like, what are your initial reactions? And if you are praying to who?
I think that my initial reaction is just like a jaw drop. And at that moment, I think I do begin to pray. And I think that Kern will probably pray to Anpara. Who reigns over the Fae.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
So she's just like, you know, I know we're not, myself and the gods, we're not on the best terms, but Adriel's my best friend. I need my best friend. You can't let anything bad happen to her. Adriel needs to come back. And kind of just keeps my head down like that, and just a lot of fear.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a religion check for me, Current.
Mm-hmm. Religion. I'll find it. There it is.
You will. I always forget that you're new because I think that you've been doing this for 1,000 years. I'm always like, yeah, and then Lyrica's got it. Lyric's been doing this since Lyrica was 9.
And baby.
Okay. But you got a 19! Oh my god!
Yay!
Interesting. All right. Go ahead and mark a +1 for Anpara somewhere on your character sheet. I suggest in the second tab, or just in a journal somewhere in your notes, somewhere we can come back and look at them later. But we won't touch on that a bit more than now. But your heads are bowed in prayer as you are led through the formalities of this sort of announcement. It is followed, this kind of big announcement is followed by many, like, I would say close to 90 minutes of religious, like, proceedings of, like, a lot of, like, asks for forgiveness, like the promise of redemption, right? There's a lot about, like, Kyrthys living in perfection. There are a lot of words, a lot of rhetoric like that. I want to ask here if any players want to offer to me any pieces of the Arcanon's sort of religious rhetoric that sticks with them. If there's, like, a part of it that your character would latch onto or they think a lot about, but only if you think of it.
I always have this idea because Abyssia is the god of, like, peaceful death. There's sort of a burn where you say, like, Abyssia take you if you really don't like someone. And, like, I don't know what the opposite of that would be. But,
like Abyssia take you.
Yeah, like Abyssia take you.
Abyssia take you. Aw, that's so metal.
I think Gideon says
like
it
that.
a lot to people they don't like. But, like, Abyssia spare you, perhaps, to people that they are, like, giving well wishes to on a dangerous journey.
I also think that, like, may you soar on monarch's wings. Also be a stuff like that, like the well wishes of, like, flightiness and being above it all, being that perfection that Kyrthys strives for, right? May you soar perfect, please, is the unspoken on monarch's wings, right? So, yes. So it's remind me what it is. Is it's Abyssia send you? I'm gonna write it down.
Oh, I said Abyssia take you, but that's also cool.
Abyssia take you. Okay. I like take. It's more active.
Or claim you.
Right. Abyssia take you. That's fucking metal. That's very cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for those gifts. Those tasty, tasty gifts you just gave me. Anyone have any other gifts for me?
I think one for Meter would be, like, may Meter guide you, because, like, they're the god of travel and study and forgiveness. So, like, I think that, like, when we're talking about, like, mediation and conflict, I think that one of the common sayings that one of the elders would say to us a lot would be, like, may Meter guide you, meaning, like, you better fucking forgive that person.
Yeah, and I think, like, so Meter's symbol is pop quiz. Meter's symbol. Do any of you know before I tell you? I'm not gonna punish you if you don't.
Apple.
Correct. It is an apple. So I think that, like, Meter is such an important part of, like, what's about to happen, right? You're about to go on this big travel because you need forgiveness and because we are devout. And so, like, this is very much Meter's realm. So I think there's, like, a certain part of the procession where honestly, like, students who are, like, younger than you're probably like, there's Jake, he's a third year, he was in detention last week. They come down the aisles and they will sort of stop at the head of each aisle, and each person has this tray, and on this tray there is a ceremonial knife and a single apple picked from Alpenoble. And remember, fruits here, they are better than cake, right? Fruit, like, its raw, perfect form is such a gift. It's a bouquet of flowers. It's, I fucked up, I'm gonna go buy my wife an orange and tell her that I love her, something like that. I don't know. But they have weight, right, is what I'm trying to say. And so there's this ceremonial knife on each tray and an apple. And I think as this procession happens, as we're praying for this, you'll watch the person who is sitting at the head of the aisle, who is honestly usually a member of the Arcanon. You'll see they'll pull the apple out and they will take the ceremonial knife and they will carve a single slice out of the apple for themselves, gently. And they will pass the knife and the apple to the next person. And then the person will do the same, a single carve of an apple. I think Gideon maybe got in trouble in grade school because Gideon would cut too large of apple slices for themselves. And it'd be like, Gideon, that's half of the fucking apple. But feel free to tell me if I'm wrong.
No, that's about right.
Okay, good. I thought I was spot on there. As we see this happening, Gideon, because you are sort of at the end of this row, you are just left with this apple core in your hand. And it begins to wind down. The prayers come to an end. You know, even the king up there, you can kind of see, even through his extreme devotion, you know, maybe he's looking around for a little bit of water here and there. I'm sorry, Monarch Renat, there's no kings here. I'm a liar. And so there is a moment, right? And I'm sure like the final lines are one of the Hierophants saying like, and though only certain members of Kyrthys are going on this journey, indeed it is the entire soul of Kyrthys that goes with them. May Meter guide them, and may Meter guide us all. Thank you. And they only ever end processions on a thank you. Like they're thanking you for devotion. It's earnest every time. Thank you. And when the thank you happens, you see the 4 Hierophants nod in unison. And then the hall erupts. In that single moment, the crowd picks up, right? Because they've been waiting 90 whole minutes to gossip about this. Because this room, though you can get away with it in some churches, this is not one of those ones where you can whisper. You are silent the whole time. And so it just erupts into noise. Usually people are a bit more polite, but there's gossip to be had. And so it's just a buzz.
Sorry.
You hit me.
With Adri's knowledge of like because of how devout they are and how much they study in this particular hall, are there any exits that Adri could take immediately?
Ooh, yes. So there's going to be like several exits here in this hall. There is one behind you, sort of to your left, hidden behind this pillar, that's going to take you back out into. Yep, it's sort of tucked behind here.
Adri is going to push and shove her way as quickly as possible to leave.
Okay, so you are beginning to push and shove your way to leave. Gideon and Current, when this happens and the gossip starts, tell me what direction you're heading in.
I think if Adriel's leaving, Gideon is just fully shoulder check someone and is just like powering through the crowd.
Chasing after Adriel. Okay.
Yeah, to like help them get out of the room.
Right. Okay.
Is Misha still in the room?
Misha is still in the room. Misha is standing on the podium with the 4 Hierophants right now.
Can I just like give them a look? Not like an angry one, but just like a very confused, I would say almost like hurt confusion. Like when you step on your dog's paw on accident. Like, what?
Yeah, so I think like there is a brief moment when you make eye contact with Misha and you throw this look at Misha. And I don't think it does what you... Roll a persuasion check for me. Let's look at how Misha receives this.
Yeah, I don't think Gideon's trying to be a jerk here. I think it's a very raw reaction of just like,
yeah, absolutely.
Why? Okay.
Ooh, Papa, what are we rolling tonight?
Ooh.
A 17!
Oh, who got inspiration mods? Who won that poll mods, by the way?
Oh yeah, tell us so I can reward the person accordingly. So a 17, I think that there was a chance for Misha to perceive it in this moment where they were put on the spot and they had to make a call, and they don't have to do that as royalty very often, whereas they've lost another person because of their because of who they are, right? And it's this very real fear for them. But they throw you the same look back.
Oh.
Right? Like in this, you can see me just trying to look as professional as they can, but there is just like a deep, like, what the fuck did I just do? What is going on? That you can kind of tell is in their eyes. Current, what are you up to?
Would I have been able to see Gideon go after Adriel?
Yeah, you can see they're chasing after each other. Not too unusual.
Okay. I think Current wants to catch up with them as soon as possible, but also kind of wants to maybe like let them talk if they need to first. So
yeah.
Maybe Current tries to kind of like find their father in the room just to kind of scope out if it's word has gotten to their father that they have also gotten in trouble.
You are looking around. Your father is not here in the auditorium anymore. He seems to have left very quickly after this meeting. And Gideon, you are chasing after Adriel. Adriel, you're 15 feet away from freedom. It's right there. It's oh boy, it's so close. And then you hear one of the Hierophants say,
No.
Of course.
Yeah.
You hear Hierophant Verena Minot, Madam General, the Hierophant of Valxor, right here, say, Chosen 3, a minute of your counsel. Her voice booms. She's still standing on the podium. But you see the other two kind of snap to attention.
Adriel's thinking about it. She's literally gonna throw up. Like, she's so close to throwing up that like she is like debating. Like, she does not want to throw up in front of everyone, so she just books it. She leaves.
Okay, so you run anywhere?
She leaves. She's gonna throw up. She just leaves.
Okay.
Which is so uncharacteristic of her. Like, she is so like has never in her whole life disrespected one of the Hierophants or any of the elders, but is so like panicked and in such a horrified state that she like cannot be bothered right now.
Okay. You sprint. You hear the loudness of the crowd die in an instant as the door shuts behind you. Gideon, you are there to hear the eruption of whispers and gossip as people notice Adri make a run for it.
I throw like a fucking scowl to the crowd.
You throw a scowl to the crowd. Current, you see that much. Current and Gideon, what are your next moves?
Is this so the 3 champions have been called up. Is this an instance where like they've called them up and everybody else is supposed to be leaving this area?
You see that Madam General seems to be pulling aside Kiara, who just goes by Ki. Kiara, Ronoda's rival, and this guy who I did not name Zane, even though it was very Enzo. You see that Madam General has pulled Enzo and Ki off to the corner to begin speaking to them, probably about some kind of logistics.
I'll probably want to go over to Gideon and see if we should go and try to find Adriel, since they're probably going to be wondering where she's at, and we're wondering where she's at.
Yeah, so let's see that scene as Current approaches Gideon. Gideon, what's going on next?
I think Gideon immediately like reaches out and like grabs Current's elbow, not like hard, but like almost as if to like stable herself.
Right.
Do you want to go get her and I can cover for her, or should I?
Yeah.
You should.
No, I'll go. No, you stay here. I'm gonna go find her, see if she's okay, and I'll meet you back right here. Just stay here.
Yeah, and I'll cover for Adriel, which I've never said that sentence before. I will cover for Adriel.
And I think
wow.
I don't say anything. I just kind of look and nod. Like I understand. And then I'll run off in the direction.
Aside.
All right, Current, you are now chasing after Adriel. So I'm gonna move Adriel off the map and Current off the map. I'm sorry for making Gideon so tiny. Did not mean to. Gideon, there you go again. So Gideon, you are approaching the far corner or covering in some kind. Tell me what you're doing.
Would it be inappropriate if I like listened in on the logistics on Adriel's behalf? Can I get a sense of that? That'd be weird.
Sense of that. You tell me what your reputation amongst the Hierophants is.
Stinky among 3 out of 4. So I think Gideon is just like dissociating and just looks at Alan and then just kind of like looks at Misha occasionally and it's just sort of frozen there in front of everyone because they feel like they can't go after Adriel in front of everyone anymore because they don't want to get her in trouble. More trouble than they might already be in.
Right.
So Gideon just kind of throws a panicked look at Alan and then at Misha, just kind of looking to the 2 people they're comfortable with in the room.
You throw a look at Alan, and Alan gives you a look that can only plainly state, I don't think we should get involved in literally any of this.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Molly, you're interrupted and you're muted in Google Meets.
Okay, let me unmute myself. There we go. How's that?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. All right, continue.
Beautiful.
Like, it's Alan being like, we are not the drama. No. No. The drama is not us. Not today. Today, we're not the drama, Gideon. And it's that, like, that's the look, right? Like, it's finally not us. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And that's the sort of pleading look you're being thrown. I don't know if that changes what you're doing, but that's the look you're receiving in return.
I think that's the one person Gideon actually listens to, so they will walk nearby them. I
love that
Gideon's
for them.
Freaking out.
Yeah, so you try to stand by them. You see pretty quickly that the Hierophants are being pulled to something else. You notice that Renat, who is one of the 2 current monarchs in power, lesser so to the queen, but still so in a minor sense, comes over to the Hierophants. There is a hard to parse look on their face. If you want to roll an insight check to see how you do, you can.
Of course I do.
As Renat comes over, Their Majesty Renat comes over and says, Hierophants, thank you for your wisdom. I think that all of us and my children should go discuss this, no? Is sort of and with a 16 insight, it is, what the fuck? In a royal sense. It is clear that Renat also did not know about this. So now you know that.
You're the drama.
And you see you see the 3 young monarchs kind of like nod as in like yeah, I'd love to literally talk about this with anyone. Because it's kind of like being told that your like job security is going to be left to, I don't know, a coin toss. and so they're feeling some kind of way. But you notice that all of these people who are having just as weird days as you are quickly led through one of the more official doors here in the top corner and are heading out unless a direct intervention takes place.
I think Gideon wants to go with Misha to talk, but knows that they can't right now. So if there's a look that says "let's talk later," Gideon's gonna throw it. But
I think in front of the Hierophants and their parent, they're not going to spare you a glance at this point.
Then my eyes are burning into the back of their fucking head, and I think they can sense it.
I hope they feel it
that,
as they leave. And you see that the Arcanon's doing a great job, as usual, of pushing people out of this hall. Just as you see the king leave, you turn around and are face to face with one of your favorites. Of course, this is, if I recall correctly, Nith. Nith is standing right behind you and says, "All right, chair mover, let's start picking these up, right?"
Right, of course. I think I need to go pray first. So perhaps someone else can move chairs. Huh?
Of course, I would love to respect your decision to pray. Of course, how much time do you need? When can we expect you back?
I mean, one doesn't want to put a limit on devotion.
Of course
Right?
not. I would never ask for a limit onto your devotion, but it is on the Arcanon to demonstrate to the many civilians of Kyrthys that many acts of work and love can be acts of devotion as well.
I don't even understand. 20 minutes. I'll be back in 20 minutes.
20
And then
minutes
Gideon
sounds great, Gideon.
goes through the door that Adriel and Current went through a little while ago.
All right, perfect. Current and Adriel, run me through like the cinema of Adriel being chased through the castle halls.
Perfect.
Right?
Cool.
Is Adriel like outside, like into the fountains, right? Like where's Adriel sort of collapsing in distress?
Adriel ran directly from the prayer hall all the way back to their dorms, kicked open the bathroom door that's like at the end of their hallway, fell to her knees, vomited in this fucking toilet, and like the door behind, like she shut the door behind her, she puked. And she's just sitting on the bathroom floor. My poor baby. She's just sitting on the bathroom floor, not having a good time.
So, Current, you're like a little bit behind Adriel. The first thing I want to ask is that because we're having to run through the gardens to get to Adriel's house, and Current is chasing right after Adriel, I want to ask: do we get sighting part 2 between Winona and Current? Like where like Current's like running through the castle and Winona's just like kind of outside, like noticing her just like sprinting one direction. Does that happen? Do you guys see each other again? Tell me what fate decries in this moment.
No, go ahead.
I'm like not paying attention because I'm mostly looking to make sure that Karina didn't show up. And so I'm kind of just like eagle eyes everywhere else, and then just like I feel a wind pass by me, and I'm like, what the? And then again, I see the back of Current. I can't talk to her, but she's running, and I'm just like, okay, she's busy today, huh? And that's about it.
Just another, beautiful. Thank you. I just wanted to check in on that. There are things I care about very deeply, and that's one of them. But Current, walk me through Current going in and discovering Adriel, currently occupying the one communal bathroom in this place, in this discovery. And also, I'd like to hear from Adriel. Has Current ever found Adriel in a position like this before?
No, this is so out of character for Adriel. She normally has her emotions under control, or tries her best to keep her emotions under control, but like the shock of being named as champion, 2, the like realization that like people go to the wilds and don't come back from the wilds, And then 3, the feeling of betrayal because she's done everything so by the book that like in her eyes she's struggling to see how this is a reward for her devotion.
Right.
And so she's kind of trying to wrestle with that and deal with that, and also deal with the fact that she has to leave in 24 hours, all of that. So yeah, no, Current's never found her in this position before.
This is the first time you've ever found Adriel like this. You kind of, you know, I don't know if this is the first of Adriel's hiding places you go to, like if it takes you a second to find Adriel because you've never seen them like this before, but eventually you do make it here.
And I think that I kind of look around because I'm not too sure where she's at yet, and then maybe I notice that the door to the bathroom is closed, and maybe I'll kind of go up and just kind of really gently knock and just, Adriel, I know you're not okay, but are you okay?
And Adriel will like take a second and like stand up off the ground. No.
Can I come in?
No.
At this point, someone rounds the stairs into the hall, coming down the way. Jade.
No, absolutely not.
Shaggy blonde hair. Suit vest on. Sweater vest on. Comes over and says, "Friends, I just got the news. Adriel, are you okay?" Begins knocking on the door. Adriel?
Jade, if you don't shut up. Shut up, Jade. This is not the time.
I know, right? This is an emergency.
Okay.
Adriel, what if you never come back? I'm gonna miss you.
Adriel swings open the door and very uncharacteristically puts her hand over his mouth. I'm not allowed to freak out, so you're not allowed to freak out. None of us are freaking out. I'm gonna let go of your mouth now. And she like, let's go. Thank you. And she like brushes past him and will go to her room.
Current, I imagine you follow Adriel to their room and don't stay out here with Jade.
Just like give him this death stare.
Oh, roll an intimidation check for me, just so I can see how deeply Jade is affected by this.
Sorry, I thought my mic was muted.
Okay, so tell me like why it's a 3. I don't want to tell you necessarily why it's a 3, so maybe you should tell me why it's a 3, or else I'll be mean.
I feel like because of everything that's happened in the past, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe I'm not at the top of my game right now with witty comebacks.
So I'm sorry, do you attempt to sick dis here? Is that what happens and you fail? Is that what takes place?
I think maybe that's what Current thinks is going to take place. And it doesn't work out. It just does. It's just I Current literally cannot figure out, and it's like she starts it and then it doesn't finish. There it wasn't
you know what, Shade? You know what? It's just this prolonged, very uncomfortable moment that I don't want to live too far in. So we skip 30 seconds from now when you're both back in Adriel's room.
God, Jade's the worst. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault that like he's the way he is. Adriel will pull up her hair and put it in like a messy bun. And are you freaking out about the raid right now? Hi, Negs! how are you? Welcome on in. Thank you for the raid.
Come play Dungeons and Dragons with us.
Come play Dungeons and Dragons with us. If you're new here, hello. This is Death2Divinity, the first all-fat, all-queer D&D 5e actual play show and podcast. We are doing episode 2 right now. And yeah, welcome on in. Next, I hope you had a good stream. All right, where were we? Okay, so Adriel is going to very messily and very stressed out, put her hair in a bun, and like start like opening her like wardrobes and stuff to like figure out what the fuck she's taking with her. And she's like, so she's quiet in all of her movements instead of the like gentleness that she like so often is characterized with, and the patience that she so often is characterized with is met with this like brisk, rough aggressiveness that she normally doesn't have in her body. And so like she's opening drawers, she's like putting stuff on her bed, she's looking through her like journals and notebooks and diaries and like trying to
it's like the uncharacteristic thing where you're like leaving multiple drawers open at once.
Yeah,
like
which is very
kind of,
unlike her. Yeah,
open and beginning to spill, right? It's that feeling of like what is like a very neat and tidy room is quickly turning into the inside of your mind. It's yeah, I really like that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know, like, she looks at Current like, who do I take? Who do I ask to risk their lives and come with me into the wilds to die? I can't ask anyone to do that for me. And she's like stumbling over her words, having a really hard time trying to like figure out what the next 24 hours of her life are gonna look like.
And I think my head's kind of down, Kern's head's kind of down, and seeing how kind of frantic Adriel's movements are trying to pack everything, it kind of makes Kern a little bit angry to see her in this position, and wants to kind of tell her, just say no, even though she knows that's not a possibility. Just say no, but then kind of thinks and goes, you know, there's somebody that you won't even have to ask that's going to want to go.
They're not allowed to go.
That's not going to stop them.
They're not allowed to go.
I would be willing to go, Chade says, clearly listening in at the door.
Go away,
You don't even have to
Jade!
ask.
Go away!
All right, I'll be downstairs if you pick me. I've packed a bag.
Chade just said he would die for you, and you said, fuck off.
I'm gonna be stuck in the wilds with
maybe you should
Chade.
take him.
Adriel looks Current dead in the eye and goes, I would feed myself to the first Feywild beast I'd find if he went on this journey with me.
So would he.
Good point. Anyway, Gideon's not allowed to go. Gideon's not going. Gideon's not going, and that's not a discussion.
I see that, and I see how serious Adriel is in that moment. I just kind of nod.
And Adriel will go through her belongings, and what like you would see if there was like a camera in this room right now, the first thing she packs is Gideon's leather jacket at the very bottom of the bag, and then starts stacking books on top of it.
And Gideon, I want to ask this very quick question, just so I know if I need to introduce you into the scene at any point. When you said, hey, I'm going to go pray, where are you going?
Oh, to follow them. I was not going to.
Okay, cool. I know.
No.
Okay. I figured, and I'll introduce you when that amount of time has passed. All right, keep going.
I don't understand. Current.
I mean, yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I've done nothing wrong. I've prayed, I've studied, I've been devoted. I saved Misha's life from an assassination attempt. I had to break up with Gideon because they said that was the holy thing to do. One of the most important people in my life I had to walk away from. And now they're forcing me to go die.
I know you don't like when we talk about these things, and I know that when I've brought it up in the past, it's been something that has not been a thought, but something's just this doesn't seem right. You do everything for them, Adriel. Everything you do is for them and your faith, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And they talk about favor, and they talk about how you've saved and helped everyone here. But you're not being helped. You're hurting. They don't care what happens to you. This can't be right. Something is not right. I know you can feel that.
And what am I supposed to do, Current? Tell them no?
Gideon, at this point, you come barreling through the front door of the dormitories. Up the stairs, I think, you tell me, are your footsteps loud enough for Current and Adriel to hear the approaches?
Oh yeah, Gideon's wearing like heeled boots, and I think they hear like Chad go when they see Gideon coming. Like through the door, they hear Gideon be like, "Ninth wants you to put away all the chairs, and don't tell her I told you to do it. All right?"
I'll go put away the chairs. Anything for Adri. She must be so upset right now.
You don't get to call her that nickname.
I'm just like worried. Like people don't come back.
This isn't about you.
Kate's eyes well with tears. I want you to know that, like, if Adri needs me to go, I will. I'll put my life on the line like that.
That's almost sweet, but it's a really empty offer. And Chad, you'd be useless. You know what? You can help by putting away chairs and not projecting your fucking feelings about this onto Adriel.
So I shouldn't tell them I'm in love with them.
What? What? Why did you think I was the person to tell this information to? At what point in your decision making did this seem like a good idea?
I thought, well, we've all been like friends together before you all dated. I have to, the chairs! Chade runs.
Yeah.
Chade fucking sprints. Chade runs away as fast as he fucking can.
I trip him. I trip him as he goes.
Roll a dexterity check for me. How well you tripped your Chade as he goes. Just the smoothness. I want you to. So you trip Chade, and he like falls, and he falls into this big trophy, like not a trophy cabinet, but almost like a memorabilia cabinet that has host to some of the most like important parts of arcanic history that sort of reside here in this dorm. One of which is notably the ashes of one of the most beloved dormitory pets, Sir Scramps. And the Sir Scramps urn tips from the top of the thing and knocks down on the ground. The vase breaks, and the ashes of Sir Scramps litter the floor of the dormitory.
Chad, why did you do that?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make this up right now. I'm so sorry. Just has to start picking up, but you've dealt with Chade for now.
I go into the room. Shut the door very gingerly behind me.
Yeah. Okay, so I believe that I'm gonna make everyone's tokens real small because you're all in one room together. Your names are still real big though, LOL. I will go turn your names off. But the three of you are in Adriel's room, which is this one, I believe, hanging out. I'm sorry, Adriel. I should give you a bit more room than that. Adriel and Current, you are both in the middle of this conversation when you hear the heeled boots of Gideon, some shouting at Chade, and then the steps up the stairs.
Adriel, as soon as she hears the boots, like, takes a deep breath, because, like, she knows what's about to happen. She knows the fight that's about to go down, which, like, Adriel doesn't fight. Adriel's very conflict avoidant. Like, that's not her vibe. But as we learned in episode 1, Adriel will do anything and everything to protect Gideon and Current. Adriel will look behind her as Gideon shuts the door.
So what time are we leaving tomorrow?
You're not leaving tomorrow.
I mean, I am.
No, you're not leaving tomorrow.
Well, if I'm not, you're not. So if you go, I go, and then if you don't go, I don't go. That's how this works.
Adriel will put her hands together and like a prayer symbol. Just hold them real quick because she doesn't know what to do. She's just kind of like... I can't reasonably ask you, Gideon, to risk your life for me.
I mean, you're not asking me. I've already said. You don't have to ask.
Have you considered that I already lost you once? And I don't want to do it again?
Right back at you. I mean, I can't just stay here knowing you're going down there with who? Chade? Are you gonna bring Chade instead of me?
Not bringing Chade. Also, what the fuck was that loud noise that I heard?
Chade tried to attack me, and little Scramp's ashes spilled all over the ground, and as an apology, he went to go clean up the chairs. And that's the truth, and don't press me on it. But that's what happened. And it doesn't matter, because I'm going with you, but you shouldn't even be packing yet. You should be enjoying your last night. Right?
I have 24 hours. That's not enough hours to pack and say goodbye and figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing on this trip, because when the Hierophant called us, I had to throw up, and she's like frantically stumbling over her words at this point.
Is there like a way to make tea in this room? I assume not. I don't know.
Unless Adriel has some sort of magic setup that they'd like to tell me right now, I'm going to assume not in these dormitories.
It's like a little tiny like tea station. So like there's like 2 mugs and then a little like plate.
She had a little teapot. Ah!
What?
What is that voice?
Wait, what just what?
In a little teapot. I'm sorry, I went full like ooh DM mode. Like a little magic, like a magically enchanted teapot that'll like boil the water for you.
Yeah, that's what she has. Yeah. She has
little
that.
teacups that'll keep it warm.
Yeah.
Damn, are you okay? It's just like being a DM, okay?
Yeah, she has a little magic
life.
teapot and then like a ton of like teas that she's bought whenever she's been able to like go out to the markets and stuff. And some of them from the coffee shop that they used to go to a lot.
I think in a very practice motion, Gideon goes and like is wordlessly just making tea for Adriel and Current, and just, it's like the calming, whatever calming tea they have. And it's like, well, I'm going, unless you think I'm not good enough, but I think I am. No one's better than me at fighting things, so it is strategic to bring me.
Gideon. Adriel will rest her hand on the back of Gideon's shoulder. It's never about you not being good enough. It's always about you wanting to be the best. And I can't have you try to be the best at saving me.
Well, I am, so.
You know what? This is pointless. And she'll like go back to packing. Because arguing with Gideon is fruitless at this point.
It's like yelling at a wall. It's just, well, so I'm going, so I'll pack. I guess I'll pack. I'm not trying to make this more stressful for you or about me, because I know it's not. I just literally can't not go with you. So I'm just letting you know that one of your slots taken. That's it.
I don't even know how many
I can leave.
I don't even know how many slots I have.
I can go find out for you.
No, they'll just fucking look at you weird. I'll go.
I don't care.
I know that you don't care, Gideon. I know. But like, I hate getting you in trouble, and I know that you don't care. And I hate that all the adults are mean to you, and I hate that everyone like looks at you funny because we are friends. I heard in the hall when the other people got called, it was silent. When my name got called, it was nothing but whispers. Again. Just like it was when Michelle almost got assassinated.
It's just not fair, and I don't understand why it's happening. That's all. I don't get it. Of all the people who deserve this, why you?
I don't know. Apparently the divine chose me, or whatever it is that they want to say. And Adriel will sit on her little like perched like window ledge and take one of the cups of tea.
Yeah, Gideon like gives the other one a current. And it's kind of quiet and goes, "How are you feeling? I mean, are you okay?"
This is fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm okay, but this is fucked up. And she'll just like sipping her tea.
Sitting there, sipping tea, talking about how fucked up things are. Honestly, probably not a thing you have all done before. You are a little bit into it when someone who we've not yet seen on the show, but we have talked a bit about in some of our world building stuff about who they are. Corvin Barrick knocks at your door. Does anyone remember who Corvin Barrick is to them and want to speak about it? Or do you want me to remind you and what we developed? I believe he went to prom with one of you.
Or didn't. Or left me at prom.
Didn't. Oh, left you at prom. Right.
And Gideon fought him.
Left you at prom. And Gideon fought him. Wait, I thought you were friends with him. You're not? Do you have nothing but enemies at this place?
I don't remember.
Nothing but those who seek to see you leave.
I think if he like stood Adriel up at prom, then I think. Oh yeah, didn't Gideon punch this person's nose so hard it was permanently altered?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little weird now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about Corvin. Corvin had a rough high school. Maybe like came out like early 20s, like figured some things out and is doing a bit better now. Mm-hmm. So previous shitbag confirmed. Repented shitbag confirmed. I think maybe there was like and tell me if this would be a wrong read, but almost maybe there was like an early 20s spit between Gideon and Corvin, where they went from like very bad enemies to like, not that you all like hooked up or anything, but like, oh wait, we can cause problems together. And then you both caused problems together for a very long time. And then kind of got detached when you and Gideon dated, and then it just never kind of came back. Does that feel like the right read to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think Corvin is one of the people that I think like all three of you could consider your friend at this point. I think Corvin is very nice and on speaking terms with all of you. Is Valxor, so is not around a lot. Not in the area of war, but in the area of law. Corvin is in training to become one of like the law mages in Kyrthys, which is one of the hardest and most rigorous jobs to have. He's basically studying to be a lawyer 24/7, right? Like a Pope lawyer. It sucks. And that's what Corvin does every day. And so I don't think you saw Corvin at this meeting because Corvin, right, was attending to something. But I think at this certain point, you hear Corvin knock on the door and say, Adri, are you there?
Yeah. And she'll go and unlock the door. Hi.
Hi, I just, sorry, I was just sent by Madam General. She wanted me to bring you this.
What is it? I'll take it.
Hands
Whatever
you
it
a
is.
slip of paper. He hands you a scroll that has her like wax seal on it. You rip it open, and it is the logistics of what you missed.
Lit.
She was like, where did this team go? She's like, I don't know, find them, send them this info. You are given the following info. You are getting an airship that can house 7.
Okay.
Whatever provisions you ask for will be provided, but you must ask. You will be given a captain who can pilot the airship if you do not provide one. You may, and then there's like a PS, sort of like a postscript that's like different from the official information that's more in her like even though like her version of sloppy handwriting is not sloppy handwriting, it's probably just like cursive but flowier. It writes, many of the monarchs are personally assisting their chosen. You would do well to do the same. Sorry, reverse. Many of the chosen are seeking assistance from the monarchs. You would do well to do the same. And that's what her letter is signed at the bottom.
Like the monarchs are going with them?
No. Bringing the some kind of assistance, some elevated source of like, you don't know, right? It's a little vague, but you're like, okay, some kind of help.
Yeah. Adriel will read this and look at Corvin and just go, thank you. Do you happen to know where Misha is at the current moment?
No, I truly, I've barely taken 10 steps into the castle today. I only just heard the news in passing.
Okay.
Do you need help getting ready to leave? Is there, God, do you have a will? Is there any sort of logistics or paperwork I can help you with before you go?
If I die, Corvin, what happens to my parents?
Your parents will receive a generous sum, but unfortunately, since that lineage would no longer be of Aasimar intent, they'd probably no longer be nobles.
Okay. She will.
The Crown would probably pay a handsome fee to rehouse them in Valix, or not Valix, Tundra. Yeah, Royal Crown would probably pay a handsome fee to rehouse them in Tundra or keep them in Alpenoble as a. And then Corvin doesn't know how to say like a sorry for your loss, right? Like Corvin just kind of like trails off and then looks at you with kind of like a panic and says like, so like booze or what?
I mean, I don't
like
I
TV. What do
That's
you,
a good
what do
idea.
you-
She like laughs
Do
a
we-
little bit, and she just goes, I don't drink, I don't party like the rest of you.
I know. So it's like, do we need to go like to all the stores where you can buy your favorite foods?
I mean, I'd love to go to.
At that point, Corvin looks to Gideon for support in this sort of.
Can I? Okay, if we
Nodding,
are,
like, this is it.
Adriel will hold her hands up and go, okay, if we are partying and we are going out, not party, low key party. I don't want to get in trouble. I also don't low key party, and we're going out.
Corvin shoots a look at Current. Corvin's at the Huntress all the fucking time. If lawyers work hard, they also play hard.
Can I? Okay, if we're gonna go do this, can I go talk to Misha first? Can I go talk to Misha first?
Do you want my Arcanic answer or my Corvin answer?
You're. And Adri will make a face as she thinks. Your Corvin answer.
Honestly, if someone had just picked me to go and die, I'd make them sit on it for a fucking minute.
Yeah, but then I'm just gonna keep thinking about it.
You're
know?
gonna be thinking about it until you leave, I would guess. But the booze will make it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to have the conversation that I'm looking to have while I'm drunk later.
Have it hungover tomorrow.
Can I not be hungover going on this airship? I would rather not be hungover going on this airship.
If you drink a lot of water.
Yeah, we'll just drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Current's got us. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Current's just gonna manifest water for us?
If she wants, I won't tell her what to do.
Get you all hydrated. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Go
Don't worry
do,
about it.
and Edra will wave Corvin off. Go do the rest of your work. I'll see you later.
I know, go. But if I'm not sent a messenger,
Just
When the party starts?
where do you want to go? Where are we going? Where do you
I'm
want to
gonna
go
lo-
so that Corvin knows where to go?
obviously we're gonna go to Huntress. Why would we not go to Huntress?
Okay, fine.
Yes,
Then just go to
yeah.
Huntress after sundown. Why are you acting
I'm
like
sure-
you?
I'm sure if we tell Horatio and Agnes that this is happening, it'll even be free drinks.
Astrid is not invited. Astrid is not invited. I know you like her and I know you're all buddy-buddy, but she's not invited.
Astrid's good sometimes. I understand that
Astrid's
she's not great a lot of the times.
invited, Corvin.
No, fine. You know, it's your party. I respect it. Okay. Corvin's turning around and walking away.
Thank you, Corvin. I love your outfit. It's
Thank
so nice to meet you.
you. Corvin is always dressed in like very sharp suits. It's a good look for them. And Corvin, and you hear Corvin leave, and you hear Corvin downstairs go, "Chade, what the fuck did you do? This place is a mess." As he leaves.
Shade, now I feel bad for him. I hate
It's been a
it.
bad fucking day.
I know.
The three of you are left in the room.
I really want to go talk to Misha. And I don't want to have this conversation hungover tomorrow morning.
Okay. Whatever you want matters most, so do that. If we can go with you, we can give you
Yeah,
space.
come with. Yeah, no, come with me. You both just come with me. And
Okay.
Adriel will head toward the castle proper.
All right. Adriel heading to the castle proper with Current and Gideon in tow. You are off to speak to Misha, the young monarch, the one who has picked you to adventure into the wilds itself. I'm going to do a housekeeping check here first and foremost on Brine. Brine, it is about noon here in Kyrthys. You have secured your contact. You know that you have this job. You said you'd be sent a dossier with more information this evening. Now that you've committed to it, you sort of told them where to drop it off. Where did you tell them to drop that dossier off to?
Probably a secure location in the weeds, like an unmarked box that I am aware of and have access to.
Yeah, Karina's house. And
oh my God, not Karina's house.
Okay, not Karina. Okay, and so yeah, so you got that done. You got that out of the way. So your next job's pretty. Well, at least you know what you're doing. You don't have an airship to smuggle this person on, however. So. What are Brian's plans for this beautiful day in the city?
So I think she's going to go to the airship docks in person. I don't think she necessarily works with the same captains over and over for this type of job, because that would create too much of a pattern, which would create too much of a liability. Right. So she probably goes and secures passage, and then honestly, I think
let's talk about how you secure passage. So
sure.
Are the captains who you're securing passage with, do they know what the fuck you're doing, or are you lying to them about your intent?
I think most of them are aware. Most of them are morally gray enough that they have no problem. Sometimes yes. I think in this case, because it's like a rich asshole, she definitely has to provide a little fee up front, because smuggling out the ones who are more recognizable is a little bit more dangerous. So there's got to be something in it for these captains as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about the 3 captains you can approach for this job, shall we?
Let's do it.
So you've got your first captain is going to be Gemma Vario. They are a very beautiful purple tiefling who runs this very small brigade. Gemma is cool. She's really laid back. She's fun going. She does have a reputation for being a gossip. So that's Gemma Vario, she, they pronouns. Possible to approach. One of the other, I'm going to give you the 3 best captains, your 3 best options right now. The other of which is Acrisio. So it's ACRISIO, Acrisio Rini, RINI. So Acrisio is going to be a half-orc man. He runs a very staunch operation where his sort of visage is that he runs agriculture, runs back and forth, so food, fruits, all that kind of stuff. So it's a bigger ship with a lot of storage possibilities. Super strict. Acrisio will get your job done. He will charge you twice as much as everyone else and have the strictest guidelines for you. So that's sort of the trade-off there. Your margin just gets a little bit slimmer. And then your final option is going to be, let me just pull up their name real quick. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, yep, here it is. I love losing my notes. So this is going to be Ghislaine, which is a name that's fun to spell. I'll spell it in chat for you eventually. It's Ghislaine Marcone, and she runs a ship with her partner Leonie Jonin, and they are a halfling and a half elf, and they are these up and coming smugglers who have their own ship. What they do is they pretend that they are they have the guise of being scientists for some of the higher up corporations in Tundra who do occasional recording missions close to the wilds.
Honestly, I think she'd go with the second option because even paying that extra fee guarantees that this person is going to get out of Kyrthys, which means that she will most likely get more jobs through this one.
Okay, cool. So you set up that smuggling gig with Ghislaine. Ghislaine? No.
The middle one.
Crescio.
Yes.
Yep, you set up the meeting with Crescio Rini, who's going to charge you a shit ton. He tells you that the soonest he can do it is not tomorrow, but the next day is when they're set off to set sail.
Okay.
So he tells you, but the only place he can take you is to this agricultural mega ship. I don't know what to call them. These mega ships that sort of, I should come up with it. I'm the dungeon master. But there are these mega ships that operate not too far from Kyrthys, but closer to the ocean. So like lower in altitude and a little bit further away. There are these huge agricultural ships that port up water and actually grow the nutrients Kyrthys needs to survive. And remember that if people in Kyrthys commit wrongs, there is no formal incarceration system. It is more so rehabilitation with the Arcanon and devoted time doing community service at one of these agricultural boats, right? So they're going to do, this is prison smuggling 101, pretty much.
I mean, she said that she would get this person out of Kyrthys. She didn't say where she was going to put them.
This is very true.
And I don't think she cares too much about the rich kids. I just don't. No.
And I think you're making him pay up front, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. So go ahead. So Crescio gives you the time of 2 days from now at dawn, when you will be heading out. And then as you're gearing up to leave, Crescio says, here's the thing. You got to make sure you stay away from the docks for the next 24 hours. I don't want any of my men around here. Well, half of the castle is hanging out at the docks. And do you think Brian knows what Crescio is talking about at this point? That half the castle is going to be at the docks tomorrow? Do you ask or do you just assume?
I think she is curious about this, but I don't think she would necessarily ask Crescio about it. I think she would probably put her ear to the ground and try to go somewhere where she could find out information a little bit less directly, so that she is not involved with whatever is happening at the docks unintentionally. So I think she's probably going to go to a bar where she can talk to people.
And what bar do you go to, sweet Brian?
Perhaps the one where there's underground shark racing.
Oh, Huntress House. Well, then I will leave you as you head there, and I will come check in on sweet Winona. Winona! You have stood at the castle, hanging out, trying to make sure that there's no ding-dang flash mobs happening anywhere near this institution. And you know what? It's a little terrifying, but the last of the crowd is finally dispersing, and you didn't see a single flash mob, a single bucket of fake blood being thrown, and not one inspirational speech that ends in a small song. So you've done that much. You've accomplished. So, and of course you're hearing the news, right? After that news happens, there was a Hierophant who came out. It was probably, probably Sky Mommy. Sky Mommy probably came out and gave the announcement to the people as well, right? The announcement that 3 grand chosen of the monarch's finest are going to go save us now. Congrats, people of Kyrthys. You are now being saved. And that's the promise that she makes these people.
Saved by what?
Faith, right? This is going to help us win back the divine's favor, right? And so there's almost this celebratory energy in the city. It's, and so I guess what I'm wondering, do you have, are you a person who buys into the city excitement when it happens? Or are you a person who's like, I don't give a fuck what's happening to the higher ups at all? Like, does this speak of hope to you, or are you like, oh great, another scheme, cool?
I'm like, I guess I kind of find myself in the middle because I don't really buy into the whole higher ups divinity thing, like intensity of it all. But I also recognize how important it is to our people, and I recognize that there is excitement for a reason, and I never want to take, I have my own skepticism, and I have my own, I forgot the word for it, but like, if the people are happy, I'm happy. And you know what? I'll have a celebratory little jaunt somewhere with everybody else. Why not? I'm not going to be screaming about it, but I'm here for y'all.
Okay, yeah. So you're not like ruining anyone's day, but you're not also trying to like get yourself excited.
I'm jaded. That's the word I was looking for. I'm jaded.
And so on this sweet day, what are Darling Winona's plans for the rest of this day here in Kyrthys?
I mean, honestly, I'm a little concerned that I haven't seen Corinna this entire time. I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Good that she's not here.
You want to roll a perception check for me?
Yes. I can do that.
You're thinking, I haven't seen Corinna in a while. And then your eagle eyes catch it off in the distance.
Oh, God damn it.
One of the particularly tall structures that was currently in construction, almost done. People had already bought living spaces in it, right? Not moved in, bought. Flames.
No!
Up the side of it.
No! It was almost okay. It was almost okay.
You can start hearing, oh my God! Tundra! Look over there, the building! Thank God I hate those guys. There's like oh my God, is all of Kyrthys to fall? You hear a lady who thinks that this is about her say. You begin, the hype begins. As you see, maybe Corinna had something to do with this, maybe she didn't. You don't know. But there is a Tundra building on fire for sure.
So my gut instinct is to go over there and see if I can find anyone that I know or anything.
So I'm sorry, I'm hearing you of choosing to lurk at the scene of the crime. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, okay, you know what? Actually,
you're free to. I welcome it. You might have a few stealth rolls to make.
Brian's voice in the back of your head, like, don't do it.
Yeah. No, I can feel Brian's spirit just heavily resting on my shoulders and just like taking me and just turning me in another direction. Like, you know what? I'm
not gonna get arrested for Corinna's crimes today.
Painfully go away, and I'm gonna go. I was gonna go home, but I'm afraid that if I do go home, that somebody may be waiting for me on my doorstep. So I'm just gonna go hang out. Maybe see if I can find anybody that I know, if anybody's celebrating somewhere, and keep a low profile until tomorrow.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, not because you're persuading someone, but I want you to see if you can hear the hot goss of where the party's happening.
I would love, yes.
Okay, for persuasion, you are connected to the hot goss. You got the drip feed.
Yes.
There are 2 places which you hear are going to be particularly popping tonight. The first of which is in. Let's come back on over to this map. So the first of which parties here tonight is going to be in right down here, the Cobble Quarter. This is actually a part of the dome that this is a part of Kyrthys that has almost Bayside. Bayside is what I meant to talk about. So Bayside has almost like a glass dome over it. Kind of looks like a greenhouse. This is, of course, it is a very suburban neighborhood, but is also themed to like a beach, right? Like the oceanic feel. And so like when you go into that dome, right, there's like more of a tropical, like there's a few palm trees and there's sand everywhere because they can't give you like grass lawns, right? So they're giving you like sand, right? Maybe that's a bit better. So Bayside is like this sandy thing. There's a themed bar inside of it that is actually run really well as a theme bar, unlike the one that Brian stays at. And but it's really huge. It's got like 2 stories to it, and like almost everyone had their 16th birthday party there. And I want the name of this Margaritaville knockoff, and I want it from Molly. Molly, give me the name of this Margaritaville knockoff here in Bayside.
I'm thinking of like Sunnyside something.
Ooh. Honestly, I kind of just like Sunnyside. It's a great dispensary in Chicago. I'm just kidding. It sucks. And and also we can call it that. So let's go with Sunnyside. So I love Sunnyside because there's a little sun painted out. There's a little sun mural out on the wall outside. It's 2 stories and then a beautiful rooftop where most of the partying and action happens. Winona, you get the news that there looks like there's going to be a large party here tonight to celebrate the achievement of your rival, Key.
Is there any other?
And so Key has actually gotten together with Enzo, the other person who is going into the wilds tomorrow, has gotten together with Key, and they are both throwing some sort of communal thing at Sunnyside. And then you hear, apparently, gossip has it, there's like a counterculture partying happening at the House of Huntress.
Yeah. The second option sounds more my speed.
Yeah, that's sort of the hot goss you're getting. Okay, so you're also going to head to House of Huntress tonight. Perfect. Are you doing anything before that, Winona? Are you stopping in anywhere? Are you picking anything up? I want to make sure you got all your stuff accounted for.
Yeah, I might like stop home really quickly, go in through like a back door or something, make sure I have all of my things that I might need. I mean, I'm only going to walk with stuff that I would need for like the night, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, you pick that stuff up. You don't hear anything about Corinna. It is pretty radio silent. And we will pick back up with you at House of Huntress. But for now, I'd like to come back to the castle kids who are heading back into the castle proper. Why, I have no idea after such a traumatic original experience a few moments ago. But you are heading... You are heading back in. How do you intend to get to Misha, Adriel?
I'm just going to Misha's quarters.
Okay. Yeah. So you begin heading to Misha's quarters. There are 2 guards who sort of stand at ready to the zone that is the family quarters because it's all in one place. And you see the guards sort of, they do the thing where they put their little javelins out and they cross and then they're like, halt. They do that. They go, halt. Pray tell, who do you seek at this hour?
Misha Asarov.
And then one of the guards nods at the other one, and the guard turns and walks back in to the family quarters to see if you're telling the truth or not. And there is a long pause, and then the guard says, "So you think you're gonna see a dragon down there?"
I don't know. I don't know what I'll see down there.
I hope you see a dragon down there.
You want to come with us and find out? Want to see one for yourself?
No.
That's what I thought.
If you see a dragon, like, I don't know, draw a picture or something.
I don't know how to draw.
Okay. I actually have, you know what? You're gonna use it better than me. My grandma actually gave me this, like, it's almost like a Simpax, but it kind of like records. You have to go like, there's like a development kit. You can just go like buy it if you want though. But like what this is that like you can take it, and basically what it has is this arcanic rune matched along with several layers of enchanted papers, but they're very specific papers. You have to make them like a specific, I don't know what it is, but basically you can kind of like press a button and it'll take like it'll make a painting, but like, do you want it? I have 16 at home.
Yeah, I'll take it, I guess.
I just would like, I guess like, if you just like see a dragon, could you take a photo of it?
Is that what they're called? They're called photos?
I think. If you see a dragon, will you take a photo of it?
Yeah, okay.
And this guard hands you the magical version of a disposable camera.
Great, I'm gonna put that in my inventory, I guess.
You are now
too cute.
You are now one camera richer. And at a certain point, the other guard comes back and says, "Misha will be seeing you now. With me."
Thank you. And she will follow.
And as each of you step forward, even though you are all three regulars here and from the Arcanon, you pass through this barrier. And what this is, you don't pass them very often. They're used mostly by like very, very rich people, and people who are actively trying to protect things. But you feel this small magical pulse over your body as you step through this barrier. This is a magical barrier that would dispel a disguised self spell, that would point out to the guards if you had any sort of violent like magic on you, whether it be potion or that kind of stuff. This barrier would do all. I don't think any of you have any of those things. I don't think you set it off, but it does exist, right? You feel it as you step through it. And the three of you are being led to Misha's quarters. Now you can see that there is, it's actually pretty surprisingly empty here. Like, you don't hear a lot of other voices around. You don't, there's not a ton of guards, which means that most of the royals aren't here. Which, as you can see that that Misha's door is closed. Misha doesn't do that super often, but like the door to Misha's quarters as a whole is shut off. And the guard sort of escorts you to it and says, "Meet or guide you."
May meet or guide you.
And the three of you are led inside. Oh my God, it's almost like Aladdin. You walk into the Misha's quarters, and it is this beautiful opulence, right? An untouchable opulence that is the gilded cage for this person. right? You've got silk draping from the walls, 1,000 velvet pillows on the bed, right? Like textiles that are made in very limited quantities now. All of these powerful remnants of when society was thriving instead of surviving are all pictured here. Beautiful paintings, nice books, a plate of fruit sitting on the table, right? Fresh, like orange juice waiting there in a full pitcher, right? And Misha is standing at the balcony of their room, gazing out to the clouds and out at the section of which I almost literally just forgot, despite the fact that I could have just looked up at my screen because it's literally right there. I'd love to use a brain cell once in my life. Looking out at Arboreon because that's the way that Misha's room faces. And Arboreon is, of course, these beautiful cylindrical home to the Arcanon, glass panels. It's beautiful, right? Vines are curling up these buildings. And Misha's just staring past it all, faced out away from you as the three of you enter.
Adriel will very slowly approach, clear her throat, and just go, Your Majesty?
Misha doesn't turn around to face you. Misha stays facing towards the outside and says, Miss Hollowtide?
Can I ask why?
Every other name I thought of you're the only person who I've ever seen face death and live.
Adriel will nod.
And if you protected me, if you protected the crown, which is the heart of Kyrthys, then perhaps you, Adriel Hollowtide, could continue to protect the heart of its citizens as well. You see their fingers kind of tapping nervously on the balcony itself.
Adriel will very slowly occupy the space that is beside them.
Roll a perception check, an insight check for me.
If I could open my character sheet, I would. Hold on.
Do you need me to roll it for you?
No, it's fine. I'm in the wrong window.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm in the wrong window. It's fine. Insight, you said?
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A 25.
Okay. I rolled a natural 19 on that. Let's go.
So there is, it is almost an impeccable job, except for the fact that they didn't repair the eyeliner under their eye on the right side. They've clearly been crying. But it was almost a perfect job. You could not tell any other way.
Did you know?
Of course not.
Adriel will rest her hands on the balcony and kind of lean against it a little bit.
If I had known, if I had any notice at all, I would have said a name that wasn't yours. But I've made this decision, and as a ruler, it is my honor to stick by it, and so I will.
I'm not asking you to take it back, Misha. I'm not angry with you.
I also want to sentence you to death, Adriel, so if you hate me, I would welcome it, honestly, at this point.
Could Adriel debate whether or not she's going to say this next thing, because it's improper. It's improper as she's not royalty. I could never hate you, Misha.
No, who could ever hate the heart of Kyrthys?
No, Misha. I'm not talking about you as a royal. I'm talking about you as a person. As my friend. And Adriel.
Friends don't send other friends. Yeah, in that moment you see a visible recoil, like in that intent, like you hear like as friends, and you see this physical reaction to it from Misha as they sort of pull away from it, and they say, no, friends don't send friends to the wilds. I am not your friend, Adriel. I've not done anything ever to show it. So do not call me that. I've not earned it, and I do not deserve it. They kind of like huff and look away. Who are you taking?
Don't know yet. Gideon, Current.
Misha turns around now to face Gideon and Current and say, that you would both put your life on the line for this task.
Absolutely. We'll do it for Adriel.
Gideon is like eating one of the apples out of their like bowl. It's like
Yeah, you're just like drinking the whole thing of orange juice, like and, you know,
and I think they take one of the fruits and then like look at Misha as if to be like, I'm gonna throw this at you. Are you ready? And they like lob an apple at Misha softly.
You lob an apple at Misha softly.
To share with them, not to throw an apple at them.
They catch it.
Yay!
They catch it in their hand sort of with that movement. It's kind of the last thing keeping. They had a very like a bun that had kind of been like falling, and when they go to catch it, it kind of like falls from its pins, and their pink faded hair kind of collects, you know, around their face now, right? This isn't, you know, very much a metaphor for the formality of the room sort of dispersing a bit more as you toss this apple their way.
If I have to go to the wilds for any of you three nerds, you'd be my favorite.
Eats the apple. Adriel will very gently, like, suggesting, like, she will very gently put her hand on Misha's shoulder, as if gesturing for them to sit at the vanity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that they're like in such shock that they just kind of like say yes without thinking about it, right? Like, and then like Misha sits down and says, you three, it would be well within your rights to take the airship that the crown gives you and just go dock it at some Agra ship and wait 6 months and come back and say you failed. You don't have to do this. I won't ask you to do it. My siblings would make fine rulers.
But they're not you, Misha. Yes,
and
your
maybe
siblings.
That's for the best.
No. And Adriel.
Zara's been looking forward to this since she was 12, and I think about it and I puke. I literally, not metaphorically.
I puked today too.
Puke.
I puked today too. Adriel will say in commiseration with Misha.
They kind of smile a little.
Adriel will, in any other circumstance, this would be seen as icky, but it's not icky. Adriel will kneel next to Misha, and will take one of their hands very gently. And we'll just go, you are the only person that I believe has the heart of Kyrthys, out of you and your siblings. I didn't save you because of the heart of Kyrthys. I saved you because I care about you, Misha. And I care about your future, and I'm not just gonna sit here and allow you to tell me to throw it away. You are the only person that could make the divine smile on us again. You are the only person that I trust with that. And so I will go, and I will try my best to find what it is that we need to find for you. Now, you are almost the way you were at the ceremony, but your eyeliner is a little smudged. And Adriel will get back up and very swiftly and quickly, like with a wave of her hand, do some just like light magic and whip Misha's hair back into a bun.
Oh, beautiful. Effortlessly done. And with this, and you kind of see, like, when you kneel, like, there is that, like, Misha's back straightens, right? They you know, there is that, you do see that, like, glint of royalty in them, right? It is there, is buried under clinical anxiety, but it is there. And
our baby.
Misha nods, still, like, very torn about this. Says, yes, I understand, Adriel, current Gideon. I would never demand this of you. But this is our people. This is for our home and our livelihood. And should you choose that, should you decide that that is worth that to you, and if you succeed, then it is clearly the divine's intent for me to rule. And I would take, your hard work would be what we built the future of our people on. And I take that, that is a gift we would never repay. I please do not die for me. Please.
We'll come back. We'll be back. Nadra will very gingerly hold out her pinky finger to Misha.
And Misha takes it, and they lock it with you. And they hold it for a minute. And then, looking down while locked in this pinky finger exchange, says, Gideon, someone has already been by and asked me not to let you go.
Can I ask who?
Misha releases the pinky swear and says, I think you know.
One of the Hierophants? Knife? There's a lot of people that could be, to be honest with you.
Someone who was... Yes, Gideon. I have half a mind to agree with him.
Listen, neither of you get to tell me whether or not I go to this. I don't care what monarch or Hierophant you are. That's the least you can do, is let me go with her. Let me go with them. I'm gonna keep them safe. That's my job. Okay? So, you don't get to take that from me.
Gideon, I will not have the intent of the crown or the Hierophants questioned in this room. In this castle, in this city.
I just don't get it. Why can't I go? What?
It was not a logical ask. It was the ask of an emotional man who has already lost 2 people to the wilds.
I'll talk to him. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be upset with you. I'm tired of hearing people's thoughts on what I want to do because I know what's right and I know what I should do, and it's clear to me. And I don't want anyone else's feelings getting in the way. And he went, right?
But if you go, Gideon, and you, God forbid, you go missing, you perish, that man will resent me for the rest of our lives.
It's not your fault.
One of the Hierophants will blame me for your death.
That's not like Alan, and you know that.
I can't have that kind of discord amongst royalty and the Hierophants, Gideon. They are the closest thing we have to the divine. I'm not saying you can't go, but I'm saying you need to deal with that.
All right. No, you're right. You're right. That's fair. I was going to talk to them tonight anyway, but we're going out. So, don't tell on us. We're going out.
And honestly, that's fine. Current, I'm genuinely surprised I haven't even seen your father around yet. Have you seen him?
Neither have I. I haven't seen my father since the beginning of the ceremony.
Me either. Interesting. Well, I have a meeting with him near dusk. I will tell you if he does not attend.
Thanks. Can you just let him know that I'm looking for him, please?
Of course. Absolutely,
Thank
Karen.
you.
Do you wish for me to send for him now?
Let's wait until after your meeting.
Of course, Current. Just say the word.
Thank you.
Honestly, Misha might like Current the best, but that's probably because Current is the least amount of trouble to deal with, either emotionally or literally.
I haven't done anything. I'm over it. It's not my fault that Misha has a crush on Adriel. That's not my fault.
I know. So yes, okay. So you agree that Misha will tell you if your father does not attend his meeting with them later today. Gideon, you have agreed to speak with your person, and
My person.
your person, and Adriel, you've put their hair back up into a beautiful bun, so thank you. How does this end? Or does anything else happen?
Adriel will remove the necklace that she got for saving Misha's life and put it on the table.
Oh, Hollowtide, you picked that back up.
Why? It's not going to be any use to me. Maybe you can give it to someone else in Villara while I'm gone.
Do you not know the origin of this necklace?
What origin of... She looks at...
This is back from when we were ground dwellers. That was the necklace of the Queen of the First War.
What?
It's one of our most cherished artifacts, and I would see you keep it.
Why did your mother give this to me, Misha?
Because you saved my life, Adriel.
Okay. She just picks it back up. She's so emotionally drained from today with the amount of information that she's gotten. She's just gonna put it back on. She's just over it.
Now, what resources can I give you? Who are you taking? Is there any way I can help you?
Misha, I don't know what I need. I've never been outside these castle walls. I don't...
It's a... Misha looks at Gideon.
we need... Well, I'll ask Alan. They're the only person I know who's gone and not died, so that's a good start. Food. Good outfits.
I believe the crown is including more tangible things like that in the ship. Food, water, sustenance, gold, all of those sorts of things. I'm asking if you need any other specifics. Is any member of your party keen to a certain weapon that I can get? Are you looking for specific magical items that you could perhaps use? Adriel, I will give you the world. You just need to ask for it.
Can we go talk to Alan and then come back to you? I know that you have meetings tonight, and I know that you were extremely busy.
Yes, this is the last hour I have to myself, but if you just send a message my way, I'll see it done, I promise.
Okay. And Adriel will register the sentence that was said way farther along than it was actually said. Not meet their eyes.
Later.
Pack it back up, pack it in and pack it up so that they don't have to process it at this very moment in time. And we'll pretend that they're not blushing as they start toward the door.
You see Adriel just turn some shade of red and begin inching towards the door. Gideon, do you bail Adriel out? Do you get you out of there in peace? Current, do you help in this moment? I want to ask a question. Does Gideon pick up on that?
Yeah, I think so. But I think Gideon's confused about it, and it's just...
That's my favorite.
Like, Gideon doesn't have, like, a crush on Misha, but I think Gideon is, like, dazzled by Misha's opulence a lot and thinks they're very sweet.
Right.
I think Gideon's a little bit too swept up in it to feel jealous yet.
Right.
Maybe later.
And Current, how are you doing in this room?
I think I'm seeing that everybody is sort of in a moment. But then remember, we have a party and there's things. So I kind of just like, okay. So that means we can ask anything at all. We will get that scroll to you and be on our way. We have a lot to prepare for, right?
Right. And there's no possible way you could sneak out with us to have fun. That's not allowed. You couldn't possibly swing that or...
No, Gideon. I will be up until the late hours making sure that I have thought of every provision to put on that damn ship. I will not rest until you leave. So please enjoy your last final 24 hours. I will make sure that you need not lift a finger in terms of preparation beyond what you tell me.
All right, just know that we wish you could be there.
And I wish you could stay. And at that, Misha sort of turns and heads back towards the section of their quarters that houses their office.
Should we go find Alan?
Yeah, I should talk to them.
Smash cut! You're outside Alan's house.
Yeah!
Alan's house is in Alpa Noble, but it's very much on the cusp right there towards Arborion. Each of the four Hierophants they're in like this very specific cul-de-sac that's on the edge between Arborion and Alpa Noble, and it's like this own section. It's called the Rose Gardens because it is where all the flowers are. Some of the only flowers in Kyrthys are found in this specific area. It's beautiful, and they get to live here. So you're outside Alan's house, which is probably the most humble of the four houses. Do you want to tell me like what the outside of this place that you know so well looks like, Gideon?
Yeah, I think it has like vines going up this very like old, I'm sort of picturing like an old like Victorian mansion, like very like muted earthy colors. lots of flowers, and it's kind of almost like covered in vines and moss. And I think Alan's very into like gardening, so there's lots of like well taken care of hedges and flowers, and it's a very old house. Everything's super creaky. I think the other Hierophants were like too nice for it, but Alan was like, "Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's like slightly busted, but it's so perfect because it's still very fancy. It's just old."
Right. And I mean, like, they're, you know, the other three are pure opulence, maybe in different ways for each of them, but this one is much more humble than the other three. So you're heading on in. You're taking Kern and Gideon with you to talk with Alan?
Yeah, if they want to come.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so as you're approaching the door swings open and Alan is there standing and says, "I have been looking for you."
I'm sorry,
And then sees who you're with and says, "No. No." Adriel,
I told them no.
You are an honor to
told
have
them
in
no.
class. I believe you have a bright, honorable future amongst the Arcanon and Kyrthys as a whole. Gideon, no.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm not like thrilled to go, but I have to. Do you know how annoying I'm going to be if I stay?
Do you know how many
horrible?
years I spent preparing for my expedition into the wilds? And I barely lived. There are gases that are invisible that conjure around certain bodies of water down there, where if you breathe it in for mere minutes, you lose your ability to love.
Okay, that's scary, but now I know about it, so I'm more prepared. So that's why
There's thousands of things like that. You could be swallowed by a plant that will gestate you over 100 years while keeping you alive. There are colossals that roam down there. Have you seen a colossal? I tried to tell your parents to keep the photos away as children, but they are 10 stories tall. They will hit a ship out of the sky.
I have to go. They cannot fight those without me.
They will
they
have
could,
plenty of help without you. I will personally make sure that someone more competent than you goes. I will send someone who's been working in the wilds. I could send any of my apprentices, anyone who is not you.
Alan, I don't know what to say. I'm going. That's it. I'm not having a conversation about it. I'm going. Like, Gideon never cries, and I think they, like, look back at Adriel and Kern, and they go, "I'm gonna go inside real quick." And they, like, brush past Alan into the, like, foyer.
And Alan kind of stomps after you. It is never like a parent and a child when it comes to things like this. It is two adults just being like, "But I love you," you know, like all the time.
So angry.
Right. And then so he's following you back in, and he's like, "Think about it rationally, Gideon. You stay here. You are safe. I send someone more competent than you. They are safer. It is a safer alternative all around."
I will never forgive myself if I don't go and something happens.
Why?
What is
Because
the
you're
point?
afraid you'll miss what? What do you miss? What would you miss?
People I love. What do you mean? I can't. What if something happens to them and I wasn't there?
You can't keep people alive. You are not trained to keep. Do you know a single healing spell? One.
No.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're not equipped for a trip into the wilds.
Neither are they.
You're barely a graduate of the Arcanon. And you're saying I'm going to go onto the ship, the very ship that killed my parents, that they spent 20 years getting ready to go and do. And I'm going to go down there and I will keep everyone I love alive. That is your perception at the moment? That is foolhardy and impulsive and idealist. I am trying to keep you alive, Gideon.
What's the point? What's the point if something happens to them? I don't want to be here if they're not here. What aren't you getting? I don't understand. I know I'm not prepared. I know I'm not good enough to do this. I know I probably can't, but I have to, and you're going to have to let me. All right?
Fine. He turns around. He walks away.
Don't do that. Is he still walking?
He kind of stops. He's in a doorway.
I don't want to fight with you. I don't like yelling at you.
I don't understand. And he turns around and he says, I don't understand how you fully expect me to be fine with the concept of attending a third Osmond funeral. And he turns around and he walks back in.
Gideon cries in the foyer.
You two are like looking through the window because there's two little windows outside of the door. Current and Adriel, you can kind of look in and you've watched the whole thing. Gideon's now crying in the foyer like 4 feet away, but it's just a door's there.
just like angry teenager crying.
Did
like
Gideon lock the door behind them?
No, they did not think long enough to do that.
Adriel's gonna go inside.
Okay.
And very gently wrap their arms around Gideon.
Sorry if you heard that.
Stop apologizing. We've talked about this. Stop apologizing to me. And she will rest her head on Gideon's head.
Gideon's like arms are crossed as Adriel's hugging them and just slowly tilts their head down. Rest on top of.
Uncross your arms.
I can't. I'll cry more if I do.
That's
if I hug
fine.
myself tight enough, I stop.
I'll hug you tight enough. Uncross your arms.
Okay.
Adriel will hug Gideon as tight as they can as they uncross their arms. You don't have to. I know you want to come with us. And I'm not telling you not to come with us. Because that's pointless. You're going to do what you want because you're stubborn and hard-headed. I'm not going to tell you not to come with us. I am going to tell you that maybe staying here is not the worst idea on the planet.
It is to me.
Okay.
If I felt like I could stay, I would. If it were anyone else, I would.
But it's me.
Well, not to make you jealous, but I'd go for Current too.
You know what? I think we'd all go for Current. We're all.
Of course we would.
We'd all go for Current. Who would leave our little sky shark out in the wilds on their own?
No plants are gonna eat her. No gases are gonna make me not love or whatever. I didn't even talk logistics with them, and now they're so mad. Fuck.
Okay, wait.
I mean, there's like an entire bookshelf to your left of like Feywild to like.
Yeah, can I do
wild
some
tomes.
investigating on a bunch of tomes and shit? I'm a sage. Wait, I am a sage, so I can grab any information that's in my. What does this say? Hold on. What does
Please
this say?
tell me. Speak it to me.
This says. Oh, I wrote it down in my actual notes. Hold on. I am a sage, so when I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I didn't know that information, I often know where and from whom I can retain it. And so I think.
Ooh. So, let's say this: if you take these books, I will go ahead. You can either just take these books. You can just take these books, right? You know, that's not stealing. If you take these books, and you take them on the ship, that will be where you can find information.
Great. I'm just
I'll probably make you do like a roll, but if you
Okay.
take those books, that's sort of how we can set that baseline.
Okay, I'm
Otherwise,
taking the
when you're
books.
down there in the wild, you're going to be like, I don't know, I can't Google it. You know?
Yeah.
So maybe if you grab some books, you might be able to be like, oh shit, well, let's go read, this and on that note, Gideon, you do know that in the left-hand drawer, locked top of Alan's desk, are your parents' journals of their expedition into the wilds.
And it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's mad at me, but he's not going to stop me, which means he's going to give me all the information he can, so... I'm gonna go see if he'll give me the key. My parents have some notes.
Okay.
Clearly it didn't help them that much, but maybe it'll help us a little bit. Sorry to joke about it. That's how I cope. Bye. And kind of like stops towards Alan's office.
Oh my god. Okay, so you step, he's in his office. He is pacing in front of a globe. He has this globe of the material plane of Acramon, and he's just kind of pacing around it.
Gideon's got, like, when you cry with mascara on, like, stained down his face.
Mm-hmm.
He's just standing in the doorway and goes, "Can I have Mom and Dad's notes? And yours. If it's okay."
And he nods after a long moment and kind of wordlessly from his pocket. You can actually see that like his pocket doesn't have anything in it, but like when he pulls it back out, there's a key and he hands it over to you.
That's so cool.
Yes, he's incredibly powerful. He's one of the Hierophants. And he just hands it to you.
I think Gideon takes it, but like is holding his hand. He goes, "Do you believe in me that little, really? It's okay if you say yes, I just have to know."
I thought the world of your parents. And I think the world of you, Gideon Osmond. You are my only family.
You're mine.
I believe in you so much. Nothing I did could save them. And I see it every night. And the last thing I want for you when your head hits that pillow is the same thing.
So you get it, right?
I don't know who Adriel is intending to send, but if you want me to ask one of my apprentices to go with you, I will. I will send them with whatever I can manage to give them. You just say the word.
I think we'll take all the help we can get. Thank you.
They will meet you at your ship in the morning.
Okay. I think they're both literally still holding on to the key. Like, kind of. And Gideon
Do you
just
want-
like yanks them into a hug before they can say anything.
And he's giving you a hug, and his head is pressed against your hair. And after a soft moment, he asks, "So, Would you want me to make you breakfast before you go?
Yeah. Please.
Okay, if you come by in the morning, we'll have breakfast and we'll walk through a few of the basics, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Alan. I'm gonna be hungover,
course.
so I need a lot of protein.
Oh my god. Gideon.
I'm kidding, mostly. We're going to House of Huntress. Because when you do that, right?
Do not tell me that. Gideon.
We're going there to pray. Just kidding. I can't
Gideon,
keep
stop
secrets right
telling people. You hear Adriel say from the other room.
Gideon, stop!
now. Okay. All right. Thanks.
I love you, kid.
I love you too, old man. Gideon smiles
You're going
up
to
at
be the
him.
death of me.
Well, that means I'll live. And Gideon kind of like brushes past him and is like getting the notes out of the drawer.
Yep, you go ahead and pull it out of the drawer so you can go ahead and add Alan and your parents' journals to your inventory.
What notebooks did I get? What books did I get?
I will give you a comprehensive list of books that I did not write.
Okay, great. Perfect.
I would love to have a comprehensive
No.
list of
I'm
books
not
for you
asking
in
for
this
the
moment.
titles. I'm just
I
saying
do
how
not.
many books am I putting in my inventory?
I don't want to give you a for sure number because I want to make sure that Alan's hooked you the fuck up. So
Okay.
I'll give you a complete index of the things that Alan has contributed. But yes, that is that. So that moment ends very beautifully. You get those notebooks. You head back out to Current and Adriel. I don't think they overheard that you have accepted a new addition to your team. You might want to tell them that at some point, but other than that, the floor is yours.
I got us another person, one of Alan's people. If you want him, I thought it'd be good help.
I mean, of course I want them. They're trained for this specifically. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
What if it was Karina? I'm so sorry. This was an important scene.
No.
I was like, "What's up, besties? I love the wilds."
I hate it
Sorry,
here
keep going.
so much.
Oh my god,
It's Jade.
Come on, besties. Let's go to the
It's
wild.
Jade.
Not.
It's
It cannot
Jade.
be.
Give me
It's
someone
Jade.
hot. Do not give me Jade. Thank you very much.
Jade.
Hot and competent.
Hot and
not an
competent,
arc.
please.
Jade.
Hot and competent. We'll see if Alan can do that for you. All right, back to I cede the floor. I've taken up too much space already.
I know we have plans, but Current, do you want to? I mean, neither of you have talked to your parents.
Yeah. Current, do you want to find your dad?
I would love to find my dad. Doesn't seem too pressed right now. I would love to find my dad.
Great.
I need to tell him that I'm leaving.
Also, y'all, I'm so sorry about the OBS ninja, y'all. We're doing the best we can.
What is it being very cursed? I'm so
Everyone
sorry.
has gotten the rainbow puke at least 4 times this session. Every
Why
single
do we have the
person.
light? Why does Tech hate fat people? Hey, Tech.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you're trying to find your parent figure. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Investigation for parent.
All right.
Nice.
A 16. Current. After about 45 minutes of looking between Alpenoble, Arborion, and Kyrthys, you're 100% sure that no one knows where your fucking dad is. You're muted, by the way.
I have a guess, and I don't want it to be right.
I also have a guess, and I also don't want it to be right.
I know.
I hate that everybody has a guess because I do not.
Do you want to tell Lyrica what your guess is?
They were one of the mass figures that got killed by that other person. One of the three that got
Those were
killed.
3 guards. And we know that the guards are in a lesser station than Curran's father.
I think Current's dad is a murderer.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's the other guess. The other guess is them being the murderer.
Yeah.
His dad kid did a murder.
One whole murder. Well, many murder, actually.
Oh,
Killed the guard
many.
and
4.
Captain Reader.
4 murders.
Much
I
murder.
guess he's busy. And
I mean, you can like try and like, you have a Simpax, you can text him, you can call him. I assume you attempt to do both of those things.
or text him. Yeah, I'll text him. Yeah.
No pickups on either. But now at least he knows you've reached out.
Guess he won't mind us going out tonight then.
Guess not. Adriel will very quickly swing by her parents' house.
Oh my God, honey, we'll fight this. We will fight this should you want us to.
It's okay. It's what the divine would want.
You're so right. Oh, our Adriel, such a beautiful interpreter of the divine. Of course it is. Of course it's their intent. Oh, honey, what will we do without you all this time?
Continue to pray, I guess, and send your energy to us in the
every
wild.
day for your best, your quickest return, sweet Adriel.
I need to go back. She like very adamantly wants to get out of the situation. She didn't know what there was.
We should have dinner as a family before you go. And breakfast, and we should go to all your favorite spots. Are you?
I'm not hungry. I'm gonna go study and pack. And Hierophant Allen gave me some of their notes, so I'm gonna go study.
Of course. So soon as he is a face of death, the most beautiful child sent to us.
Plot twist, Karina is Adriel's mom.
Adriel will just nod and slowly back away. Every interaction with Adriel's parents, every single interaction with Adriel's parents leading up to this point has been exactly this way, and which is why Adriel does not live in their house. She lives in the castle.
Right.
I have a question.
Question me.
Do they have an exhausting nickname for Adriel that they just fucking hate?
Oh yeah, Addie.
Oh, Addie.
Our Addie.
That has a bad mouthfeel.
Addie.
She scrunches her face so hard, like she like visibly like cringes whenever they do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how your interaction with your parents goes. They like very much, though, over the course of the time that they have you, try to convince you not to leave.
She doesn't pick up on why, but I as a player know why. She as a character does not know why.
Right. Well, I mean, Corvin said it to you earlier. Like, it is information that your character knows. It's just whether or not
she's not putting together the insidious part of it.
No, because she believes in everyone.
She believes in everyone. Had I not been prepared, we would have, someone else would have been picked. And she is like very lightly rocking back and forth on her heels. There's something about being around her parents that makes her very nervous and makes her very unsure of herself. And so if you are watching her, specifically for Gideon and Current, you can see her kind of shrinking into herself.
Oh, but Addie, there are people who fight in battles and train in war. They can go down there. They can do that in Valksor. That's what they're good for. You are such a beautiful interpreter of the divine, and you're doing such incredible work. I'm sure if we could talk to the Hierophant, we could get her to write you some sort of exception.
I'm
that the work
going.
that
I'm
you're doing
going.
is too good.
I'm going.
Oh, but sweet
I'm
Addie, do we
going.
really think you're ready to go? You're still just a kid. You're our kid. We don't want you to go.
Adriel will take a second to compose herself and then very firmly say, I'm 25, I'm a graduate of the Arcanon, and I am going. Good night.
Your mom starts crying. Your dad is like, okay. But, we're your parents and we're here to support you if you change your mind.
Support me in this decision. Support me in this decision. Support me in my decision to go.
Of course, Addie, we will do just that.
Thank you. And she will turn and walk away. Every conversation is infuriating, and every time it ends with her yelling at them. Like, Adriel yells at no one. She yells at her parents. Those are the only people that she yells at.
I love that for them. Okay. So, Parent Brigade, complete?
Complete! So sorry that it took so long.
Extreme low to an extreme high.
We cut now to... Oh boy, howdy. The best place to be. So, out of our 5 heroes, who do we believe is the first to... I think we're going to skip several hours now, right? With all of this conquered. We're going to skip to the evening hours. The sun has begun to set over the horizon. The chill is deep in the city, right? It's so cold this far up here at night. But it's warm inside House of Huntress. So I want to know, who's getting to House of Huntress first? Who, if you would like to tell me what outfit you're wearing, this is something I'm very emotionally invested in. You don't have to, though. So House of Huntress, let me set this up for you, and then we can put some NPCs on this map as well. But for now, let me bring you to House of Huntress, shall we? The hit bar, House of Huntress. It is, I believe, in the docks. I'm pretty sure is what we established, that it is over in the docks, and upbeat. And we go here all the time. Notably, that Current comes to do shark racing and shark fighting here. Right? Yeah, so I think does Current out of all of you spend the most time here, or does someone else have that title?
I think Current spends the most time here during the Druid Wild Chait racing.
Right, okay, perfect. Yeah, it happens a lot, right? So you're here a lot, and you can make money off it a lot, so hello. And so, yeah, it's a super popular bar. It is one of the more party places to be, as you can map. So let's look at this. You can see that this is, of course, what they refer to as Druid Night, which means that here at the center of the room, it kind of changes between what it is. So you see that there is a section of it on the left and a section of it on the right. The left is the bottom floor and the right is the top floor, but also where the entrance is, if that makes sense to everybody. Actually, no. Wait. No, entrance is on the bottom floor. I'm incorrect. So entrance is on the bottom floor. There's also a top floor where the laser lights stem from, and there's rooms you can rent and all that kind of stuff, gambling tables. And then down here, there is this, it's either usually a giant dance floor, but tonight, of course, that's cleared out. Usually it's either a fighting ring or a shark fighting ring. So last night, it specifically It was specifically lions. Tonight, sharks. I don't know. For some weird reason, it's like no one will come to Tiger Night, no one will come to Lion Night, but Shark Night, everybody's there. They've not figured it out. Everyone just loves sharks in this town. Who knows? And so maybe it's because of Current. Maybe Current started the trend. I don't know. You tell me. But giant pool here tonight, 20 foot tall, 60 foot wide, huge, because it's almost like a warehouse here. And then yeah, and so this is House of Huntress. Of course, you know, there's a big mural on the wall of ironically the first Queen of War, same person based off the necklace. She's there. It's a mural of her on the ground in this beautiful mix of like a armor and dress. And she is in the middle of fighting what appears to be a colossal. This is a reference to the first war against the wilds, the Lost War, as some others refer to it as. So there's a very beautiful mural. It kind of gives the essence of like, we're all gonna die, so we might as well bop, is sort of the energy of that. Now, before we proceed into the scene, are there any NPCs you need to tell me about? Right? Is there a bartender you always get free drinks from? Is there Kenny who always sits in the VIP seating who has hit on you twice and you're gonna fucking lose it? You know, are there any sort of people here at House of Huntress that I need to know about?
I would say that Winona comes here for fight nights. And sometimes participates in the fight nights. And I would say that there's a referee that she's not quite fond of.
Okay, so a fight night ref that you disagree with constantly. I love that. We're going to call them Dexter Millet. Dexter Millet. Oh boy, Dexter Millet is...
It's a punchable name.
A punchable name for sure. Dexter Millet never calls a match right for you. He, him pronouns, is that all right? Perfect. So yeah, I think that they've never called a match in your favor, and there's an insidious rumor you're not sure is true or not that they will take money to move matches in certain directions. Anyone else I should know about?
I think Brian has a contact who works here. I don't think it's like a bartender. I think it's like support staff, like a janitor or something like that. And I think if this is okay with Daddy May, I think that she finds out about Captain Reader's murder from that person.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I think.
All right, we'll visit this in a second. Okay, so more cleanup. I think she maybe wants to be a bartender, but she's still kind of training, right? So she's still like up and coming, which means that she's like very overtly friendly and wants to get the job done right, but is also just a good, like a cool person, right? She's not the worst to hang out with. Is she, they pronouns all right?
Sounds great.
All right. Her name is going to be... Zita Drago, Zitadrago. Zita Drago, the janitor with news. Perfect. Anyone else I should know about?
Maybe Current might know one of the bartenders there, since they're there pretty often to either race or fight, and it's like them and the bartender, Current and the bartender have a good enough relationship that like Current can kind of just give them a look, and they would know they would just like start getting a drink or a round of drink for their friends.
Perfect. So did I hear they them pronouns? Did you want that specifically?
Sure. I'll do they them.
Perfect. So, bartender, very cool. You know, sometimes forgets to put drinks on your tab. We're going to name them Kaleem, Kaleem. Nazir, Nazir. They, them. Bartender who hooks you up all the time. Perfect. Anyone else I should know about? No? All right. Well, perfect. Would someone like to tell me about their... Actually, okay. First things I want to know is who shows up first.
I think Brian there has been there since probably late afternoon.
Okay, so Brian's been there since late afternoon, so you're probably going to get there first, followed by... Who gets here next?
I honestly think the castle kids get here last because of all of our running around.
I was about to say, I'll probably
so then
show
it
up
would
next.
be Nanona. And then the castle kids. That sounds about right to me as well. So Gideon, you've been here since noon, which means you have
Brian has been here.
I have 0 brain cells.
And I said late
This is
afternoon.
the
I was
first thing
thinking
that-
like 3, 4.
Okay, so you've been here since about 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just getting all the names in here so we don't forget them. I'm trying to get them set up on these NPC tokens. All right, Zeta, Kaleem. Then we've got Dexter Millet. All right, so you have the option to chill here in a few places. You can post up at a gambling table. You could post up in one of the more situation room makes it sound like porn. There are just like general like lounge rooms that are kind of unoccupied. They become VIP areas at night, but during the day they're just kind of like zones you can exist in. So there are those. And then of course you have the bar itself, and then these 3 seats that are like the VIP sort of like, it's kind of like the place where you like to have a bachelor party. You're gonna like put them up where everybody can see them. That's sort of this section in the corner. Very visible tables that are up a little bit elevated for special people events, not quite VIP, more like very specific instances. You know, they'll clear it if a band is in, that kind of stuff. So you have all these different places to post up. Oh, and the pool. There's like a tiny little weird pool. And most people don't think it's real. Not that. Most people don't believe that it exists. It does. It's just not a lot of people get to go. So I think you would know about it, however. So with all of those places to post up, where would Brian spend an afternoon? A late afternoon.
Honestly, I think she probably goes to one of the gambling tables because that gives her the opportunity to like kind of keep her head down and also get information.
Okay. Cool. So you post up at a gambling table. Go ahead and give me a roll. You can give me a persuasion, a deception, whatever you would like to use to gamble. I just want to see how good you are at gambling.
Can I do a sleight of hand?
Please. Well, are you cheating?
No.
Then not a sleight of hand.
Not a sleight of hand.
So I'll use a deception for bluffing. I'll use a persuasion for charisma at the table. A sleight of hand is I have 3 cards up my sleeve and I'm getting into my hand.
We'll do a
without someone else
deception then.
noticing.
We'll do a deception then.
A natural 20. Okay, cool. So let me roll 3d10. You win 12 gold during your gambling time here. And I also think you get a rumor. Choose a rumor about the following. It can be a rumor about Tundra. It can be a rumor about the wilds. Or it can be a rumor about the Arcanon. Pick your rumor.
The wilds.
A rumor about the wilds. Ooh. Okay, so you are sitting there, and there's this guy who says he just got in from an agra ship. Who's like, yeah. I mean, I saw it. I was sitting there on one of my agra ships, and we had to like move it out of the way because. So, I don't know if you know this, but there is like this mountain range, this real close by here. I don't know, but there was this mountain dwelling colossal that like came down from the mountain and is like been going after a shit ton of our ships recently. I got no idea what it's about.
Can I roll an insight check to see how real that feels?
It is real. I wouldn't give you a lie rumor as a reward.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, I'm just making sure. Okay.
I'm not cruel. I'm just nasty sometimes.
Cool. All right.
So that is the rumor you receive during this gambling. And as you're and I actually do think that it's at this table that you hear about the announcement that was given by the Crown today, that you just hear, man, like, wow, I can't believe they picked 3 people to go into the wilds. That's going to be so cool. I don't think you hear like who it is, but you hear that like they're going to save Kyrthys for sure. So you know that now as well. And then I think it's maybe more towards the evening that Zeta kind of like pops her head in the gambling room and says, hey, Brian?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm here. I just thought I waved someone off that said that they were looking for you. You told me that I gotta wave anyone off who's looking for you because it could be a cop, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But they were asking about you, and then they said something, and then I asked around, and I think I learned something, but I haven't left here. I can't swear to the validity of it, and you can see she's kind of nervous. She's like, but I heard your acquaintance, Captain Reader, was found dead a few hours ago near the docks.
Captain Rita? Like Captain Rita. You sure you heard that right?
That one who I almost had to kick out once. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know you two aren't like the best of friends, but I thought that you should know.
Yeah, that's real interesting. Thank you for telling me. Do you know what happened?
I don't. All I know is that that whole section of the docks was closed off, and during some of the investigation, apparently there was a bunch of like the. I don't understand anything about magic. Apparently they were using magic to disguise the crime scene for a little while. It was being investigated, and people talk about how that doesn't happen near the docks very often because they don't like using magic near the docks. Because, anyways, I have a job to get back to. You have any more questions?
No, I think that's good. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, can I get you a condolences drink or anything of that sort?
No, that's okay, but thank you.
Not like a single, like, I could get you a daiquiri with like an extra, like I have a few drinks I've actually been experimenting with. I used a lemon yesterday, and I have some leftover rind if you want me to make you a cool drink with something like that going on.
Not right now, but you know what? Keep that in your back pocket, and maybe tonight before I leave. Does that sound?
Of course, just let me know.
Yeah.
You know, you know what Kaleem says. I get 20 minutes behind the bar every day to try a new drink, and I just try making a new drink. So just tell me when, and I'll use my 20 minutes then. You just say the word.
Okay.
I'm real sorry about your loss, though.
You know, sometimes that's just how life is.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, I'm going to be dead too. Why be so fucking sad about it? Anyway, see you later, Brian. and Zeta just kind of waves and walks off. Like mop still in hand. Clearly hasn't been doing her job for 20 minutes.
It's fine.
And so what does Brian do after receiving this news?
I think Brian kind of takes it in for a second, and then I think she actually moves tables
Oh.
to see if she can, she wants to pull any attention off of her that may have been attracted by that conversation. And B, I think she wants to see if she can overhear anything regarding more specifics of what happened. She is not like upset necessarily. I think she mostly wants to know how Captain Reader died, why Captain Reader died, and what it means. Not only for her, but also for like their whole network of contacts that Captain Reader was always kind of firmly in the middle of.
And I think like you want to hear stuff. But with today's news,
just not so much.
That's
way low on the rung. Yep.
No one cares.
No.
And so you're not going to hear anyone gossiping about it, and that's super unfortunate.
But she'll take in whatever she can hear about whatever else is going on.
I think you do hear while you're listening Adriel's name.
Okay.
Winona, please tell me, do you have a specific outfit for when you attend House of Huntress? Inquiring minds must know.
I mean, I like to dress as comfortably as possible, but also I like to be colorful. So I am honestly probably wearing, my nice like satin purple bomber jacket. It's my favorite.
And this bomber jacket that Winona has, does it say anything particularly on it? Remind me. Does it have any particular embroidery? Anything that's like that's specifically yours?
It's got Winona.
It just says Winona. Okay, yeah.
So everybody knows it's mine. I've got on my hair's out, naturally done. Got on my favorite that I like to put on when I go out, my bright gold eyeshadow. And yeah, just a pair of kicks and a pair of leggings, just in case I need to run or fight somebody at the last moment, because you never know with people in these bars. Gotta be ready. So
ready at any moment. Completely agree, bestie.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, you just heard me explain the usual to Sweet Brine. So, when you're coming to party, what are you sort of attending to?
So I kind of just naturally make my rounds around the whole bar, because I just know a lot of people that come down here to hang out, and I want to make sure that like I say hello, and then I say what's up to everybody. I don't want anybody to, at least that I like, to feel like excluded. So I'll probably grab a drink and just like make my way around. I'll probably start at like, I don't know, like maybe the VIP tables to see who's sitting there. Not because like I want to be there, but just to see like if I like any friends.
Because like I want to be there, but because like I want to like be there. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right then. So I think that you do run into someone. There is a group. These people aren't like there are three people here at this table, and you're friends with one of them, not friends with two of them. So the person that you are friends with, his name is Carlo Marone. And he is also from the Weeds. And Carlo Marone is actually one of the most famous singers in this city. One of the best bards around, but also by night, one of the staunchest leaders of the Weeds independence movement. Genuinely very cool dude. So he's hanging out with two people who you don't recognize super well, but if you just have to do like a temp check, they've got just like a Bayside energy to them. Okay. Normie energy, as some people on the internet would refer to it as. And as Carlos sees you, Carlos sort of like waves to you and like kind of like motions you down, right? And says like, "Oh, Winona, take a seat."
Cool. What's up, dude? Long time no see. How are ya?
Oh my gosh, I know, right? It's so good to see you again. Actually, hey, Marie and Dimitri, will you go grab us some more appetizers and drinks real quick? Yeah, I just want to have a quick chat with my friend. It's been so long since we've caught up, and he kind of looks at you like, back me up here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So long. And it's also so nice to meet y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll get to proper introductions when you get back.
Okay,
but
cool.
will you just do that real quick? And Dimitri and Maria are like, of course, yeah. And then they wander off. And then the second they do, Carlo like turns back and says, Winona?
Hey, what's up?
Do you know why a building in Tundra burned down today?
No, I witnessed it. I witnessed it, and it was quite the sight to see. And I mean,
Did you hear what it said on the fence?
What did it say on the fence? What did it say on the fence? Carlo.
It says, weeds don't die.
No! Okay.
And this is a rumor. But I heard the E in dye was in glitter paint because whoever did it ran out. So do you know anything about this? Do you have any ideas? Do you know why a bunch of arcanic douchebags are about to descend on the weeds for a full investigation?
I try to hide the pain that I'm feeling inside of my body, and I mean, I kind of look at it and I ask, let's say I hypothetically, right?
Oh, Abyssa. Oh my God. Okay, what?
Hi. This is completely hypothetical because I mean I'm not sure, right? What? We're on the right side.
You didn't do it, right?
I sure as shit did not do it. That was not me.
I fucking thought so. No, absolutely not.
Not
okay.
me,
You had me scared for a second. You were acting like you did do it. Okay, so who did it?
No. What would happen to them,
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. Either we can protect the person, right? Lock them down. Maybe get them off. I don't know. Get them off Kyrthys if like they get caught. You
Put
could.
'em where?
I don't know. You could turn them in if we hate them. I don't. Get a bit of heat off of our shoulders. But only if it's not one of our people, right?
Was that pun intended? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to. Nothing.
No, what's the pun? Oh, the building wasn't. No, it wasn't a pun.
Just wanted to make sure it was really funny.
No,
Not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny at all.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
All right. That's totally fine. I was talking to a few others. We're gonna get together underneath the bridge at the crossroads at midnight, talk about what's happened, and see if we can do something before the Arcanon does something to us. You're invited if you want, but no pressure.
Ooh, so is this one of those situations where like if you offer up one, you save many?
At this point, Carlo looks at you and says,
Listen, I don't like when people get in trouble. You know.
Okay, so you do know something.
Ah.
Okay, so we're fully in the realm of admitting we know something. So why don't we just move from the realm of admitting we know something to admitting the something, so I can either protect that person or kick their ass into next week.
Listen. Me and this person don't always see eye to eye.
Oh, Karina!
Listen! Listen!
He figures it out. That's the moment.
You need to protect. Listen, I know she doesn't always have the most fucking savory ways of going about things.
I'm going to set her in a building
you
and then set
protect
that
her.
building on fire. I'm so over her. Are you kidding
yes,
me?
I get it.
She came to my house at dawn. I was still asleep, and she tried to do a flash mob today. Why?
How many houses did she visit this morning? That was really early. Listen, I know she you know, like, it's one of those situations where she's too pure for this world. You know what I mean? Like, she tried. She's really trying. She's really trying. She's trying her best. She's trying her best. And sometimes she overshoots her best and it ends up burning a building down. I had nothing to do with that. It could have been worse. It could have been much worse, actually. It could have been much worse. So the fact that there were no casualties in that burning building, right?
No, there weren't.
Okay, good. So it could have been much worse. So I'm gonna spare you those details, but let's just protect her, keep her under the radar. We're all annoyed with her. Maybe if we just give her a nice little, not quite send her elsewhere to
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Listen, you gotta listen. I know we're all tired. But think with your heart, okay? With your heart, not with the angry one either.
Listen, I'm gonna defend her as best as I can, right? Like, I'm not gonna turn her in, but the other leaders have been trying to get rid of her for literally months, and I have been the only thing stopping it. So I can't guarantee 100% what's happening, but at least I'm finding out first, so someone doesn't find her before.
In jail.
No.
Yeah.
She might not survive the night. I'm gonna go find her and make sure that someone doesn't kill her with her own glitter paint.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for telling me, Winona.
You're welcome.
You are now free of this burden.
Okay.
Carlos says, and then he kind of like stands up and he kind of like brushes his pants off. He leans down and he gives you like a very non-committal, like kind of like, because you're sitting and he's standing, so he kind of gives you like a half kiss on the temple and just says, "Just put it on my tab tonight. I don't care." And then
thank you. You're so sweet.
Yeah, and then kind of gives a wave to you as he goes to deal with that situation. Oh, I've got a call. Oh my God! What is?
What?
Oh my! The phone's ringing. The phone. Oh, hello. Tim Gunn. Tim Gunn, you want the Castle Kids to talk about their sick House of Huntress looks? I mean, Tim Gunn. Who are we to tell you no? Yeah, no, Tim. I'll let them know. All right, goodbye. All right, Castle Kids, you are approaching House of Huntress. This is your last big night out on the town before you give your life to the cause tomorrow. So, dear kids, in honor of that, of your final trip, what sick looks do you don to head to House of Huntress?
I think, if I may start, because I've been thinking about it for like an hour. Okay. Gideon's wearing a titties outlook. They have on literally just like this like harness bra. Like the nipples are just covered by these like rose patches, and this like giant leather jacket with this like wolf skull on the back that looks like it's snarling. And then they're wearing like high-waisted black like ripped shorts, and then just like fishnet tights, and these really big chunky black heeled boots, and this little like choker that kind of clings to their neck that has like a little. It's just like a black choker. And their hair is kind of like messy. And they look kind of like they've had a rough day because they fucking have. But their eyeliner is like perfect and they have like black lipstick on. all of their earrings, and they have these like jewels hanging from their horns as well. These little, like, rubies.
Oh, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you for the first look. Look number 2. Who's volunteering?
Lyric and I are both just staring at each other.
I can go. So, I think Current maybe has her hair down. Probably put a little more jewels and jewelry in their hair than they normally do. I'm gonna grab my party hat. She's gonna have this black fedora on. Being given looks.
I love
that.
it so
And,
much.
Very much like given the craft vibes. It's got like this like high collar kind of dress on that goes into like this cute short skirt, but the bottom of the skirt is enchanted slightly, so you can see it looks kind of like just a storm is kind of lightly brewing through the bottom of the skirt of the dress. And dark like smoky eyes going on, black lipstick, but maybe just like a little spritz of like silver glitter that go from the cheeks and outward.
We love
Yeah,
to see
Beautiful. Yeah, excellent. Divine.
it. Adriel
Adriel.
has one pair of jeans that she wears only when she goes to House of Huntress. They are high-waisted black denim jeans that she wears with a crop top, and then she has like a suede, like light pink bomber jacket kind of situation. Her hair
Ooh.
is in like a braided updo with like little jeweled the fuck are they called, like bobby pins that have little jewels on the ends of them, like stuck into the braids in each of the little plates segments. She's wearing dark makeup, which she never does, but she always wears it whenever she goes to House of Huntress. Like she has on like dark purple lipstick, like a real dramatic smoky eye. Like she can do it, she just doesn't do it normally.
Right. Okay.
And then she has on these like heeled boots, like that would hurt if she kicked you in the chest.
Oh, I love that.
You know?
Okay, perfect. So you have all of that on. I will also say, I was about to say something very like good as a DM, and then it left my physical body, and that breaks my heart.
No.
But I will tell you a new thing. That new thing is, so we're arriving a bit later. You're arriving a bit later. You know that Corvin is already there waiting for you. You can see now, and I think that our sweet Brine and Current have taken notice of this as the evening has gone on. But you notice that Corvin came by about an hour ago, gave like a whole thing of gold to Kaleem, and now has this entire table set rented out for the night. So this table in the far corner that's usually like reserved for like bachelorette parties is now where you are. Which is actually good because Adriel, you notice that once you start getting more into like public throngs of people who maybe spend less time in Alpha Noble and aren't maybe high class necessarily, they want to stop and talk to you. They want to hear all about how you feel. They want to know who you're praying to. They want to know if they can like give one of their arcanic deck cards to you to keep on you as a blessing, right? And you keep getting stopped. And so like the first time it's somewhat sweet, but right before you enter House of Huntress, you're at time number 6. How does that one go?
Adriel looks at Gideon, kind of like, maybe coming out wasn't the best idea.
I can just tell people to fuck off if you want.
No, but like that's rude.
So
I don't like being rude.
well, I do, so I will handle it. And I think Gideon just starts like mean mugging anyone who like is coming up to talk to Adriel.
Perfect.
And it's just
so
like
you
scowling, like a 6
Right.
foot tall like tiefling just like looming over.
However, it is not Adriel who, like, a small smattering of very regulars cheer for when the three of you walk in. Indeed, it is Current.
Yeah.
And here's the time where I ask Current, do you have a fighting name? You can say yes, but I will tell you next week if you need to.
I don't.
Oh, you go by your name. That's very bold for someone who shouldn't be sneaking out a lot.
I'm not the best decision maker.
No, not at all. You hear current as you walk in, as a bunch of regulars celebrate your appearance. You hear someone say, "Yeah, drink for current, drink for current. Current, you fighting tonight? Current, it's shark fights tonight. You fighting? If you are, I'm gonna go change my bet right now."
What's the pot for tonight? What's the bounty for tonight?
Oh, there was an anonymous donation. Pot tonight is 1,600 gold.
Well,
You hear a bunch of people's whistle, like, ooh, I can't whistle, that high pitched one. Like, woo, dang, wow. General sounds from the bar.
I think I'll usher to get a round of drinks going, and I'm like, looks like we're fighting tonight.
Yay! Yes. A bunch of nearby locals. And then at that point, Corbin notices you and is like, hey, get out. Hello? As Corbin sort of waves you over. And as Corbin pulls Adriel, Winona, and Gideon up to this part of the bar. Corbin's like, I thought we needed this because 1, I think a lot of classmates are going to want to come say goodbye. 2, because I don't want to deal with people who aren't my classmates talking to you,
That's already
around
happened.
you.
It's already happened.
Well,
And she pulls all of the Arcanic cards out of her bra and puts them on the table.
You set them down. They're sweaty and dirty. Some of them are signed. You're like, oh, this is. Mm-hmm. Corbin looks at it and goes, "Wow, I hate that." And then Corbin is probably a more powerful magic user than the rest of you, because it is kind of only the best of the best of the best who get to go be a law mage. And he waves his hands, and around this section of the bar, you see these beautiful velvet ropes on these gold stands conjure.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
There we go. I will be your protector tonight. Oh, wait, sorry, I just saw Gideon. I will get you your
Chaos
drinks tonight.
Bar. Y'all Chaos Bar? Someone had a very
sorry.
generous tip. What? Thank you for the tip. I don't know who did it.
Thank
but
you.
Thank you.
Oh, Papa's, are we there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We just got here. Buckle in.
Okay.
I was
So-
gonna say real quick, I think
Oh,
when
yeah.
Brian
I
hears
think
all of
you
the
all
chaos,
should sort of handle your... Here's what I'm going to do. I've said all the
Yeah.
things I'm going to say. I'm going to turn my microphone off. When I turn this microphone back on, it will be to announce the chaos reveal. And so you should be doing all of your scenes that you want to happen before the chaos reveal before that point. We understand?
Yeah.
I'm about to turn it off. Any final questions?
No.
I was just
All
gonna
right.
say two things. First thing, I think Brian comes out when she kind of hears all of the hullabaloo about the shark fights and the shark racing, and I think she also probably spots Winona and kind of links up with her to ask if Winona's gonna bet on the shark race.
I mean,
Nope.
I mean, current do be winning. But I really don't have. I don't know.
I
don't know.
think Brian. Wait, does Brian know that y'all kissed?
I feel like I would have told Brian.
I think Brian kind of Not giggles. Brian doesn't giggle, but Brian kind of laughs a little bit and is like, "Yeah, She does, doesn't she?
If you're gonna fucking tease me about it.
I'm not teasing you. I'm not teasing you. I would never tease you, Winona. Please.
So I'm not gonna bet a little bit of money. It's fine, whatever. Yeah, I'll bet some money on Current, yeah.
And then I think Brian kind of leans in and says, I got some news I need to talk to you about, but we'll do it after all of this.
Don't do that.
No.
Anxious.
I don't think it's anything bad. I think it's gonna be fine. But I just wanted you to know that I've been here all day and I've been listening, and we can talk later.
It's not about Karina, is it?
No, why? What did Karina do?
Nothing. I'm gonna go place my bet. I'll be right back.
Brian is concerned. Okay. Yeah, and then I think she just kind of like has her drink and she's like ready to watch.
Does anyone else have business? Because KM is hovering over the microphone. It's making me very nervous.
I just want it to be clear that Gideon's double fisting two whiskey sours, and it's just kind of holding them. And it's like, well, this is a nice way to spend the night.
Adrielle got a mango peach daiquiri because she only likes alcohol that tastes like juice. So she's sitting on like, you know how like at bars there's like the little booths or whatever. She's sitting on like on the top of one of the booths, just like watching people.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm scared.
Oh god. Last time this happened, somebody got murdered.
Yeah, somebody died.
All right. You've had your final interactions tonight. I sent a message to Molly saying if you want to Gideon Brian interact tonight, this is your last chance.
Wait.
It's ending.
I didn't see it.
I'm going up. This is you're not gonna get a chance to talk before I end the session.
God.
After this.
Oh, I wish I had seen it.
I know. I didn't
This
get
is
the
your
message.
chance. I'm giving you a
Okay,
Hail
wait.
Mary pass.
Let them do it. Let them do it. Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
swap.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian's watching sharks. She's ready. I don't know if she probably sees Gideon. And I think she probably tries to not be seen by Gideon.
I think, does Gideon see Brian? Because I think Gideon would kind of be half looking for Brian. Very much hoping she runs into her tonight.
I think by the time that Brian sees Gideon, it's probably too late. I think Gideon has probably already spotted her.
I think Gideon's face like flushes, like she's like blushing, and she just kind of freezes. And she looks kind of speechless and is just staring at Brian.
I mean, same, but look at the way you're dressed. I think like I feel like they spot each other from like kind of like across the room a little bit, and I think Brian kind of like tips her glass a little bit to be kind of like, "Do you want to talk?"
Gideon starts nodding and it starts like already making her way.
So Brian just like slips into the shadows, like into like a side room that's like unoccupied.
Gideon clumsily follows, like not nearly as like deft.
Hey, you're all dressed up. What's the occasion?
I'm leaving tomorrow. I was kind of hoping to see you, actually.
Leaving for where? What does that mean?
Did you hear the announcement? I thought you were misinformation.
Well, you know, that was certainly a lot easier before I ended up on the law radar, thanks to somebody. But Adrielle's going into the wilds. What is? And then I think she realizes, like, she puts it together, and her whole face just goes like white. And there's a very long pause. And then she says, "Now I know you got a better fucking brain than that. There's no fucking way you're going into the goddamn wilds, Gideon."
I wanted to see you before I left, is all. Can I buy you a drink?
Have you ever even left the fucking castle other than to come here and hook up with fucking girls? Are you kidding me?
I've hooked up with girls in every neighborhood.
That is not the point that I'm trying to make it, and you know it. You know that that's not the point I'm trying to make here, Gid. You know it.
I know. Yeah. I know. It's stupid, but I'm doing it.
What are you gonna do in the wilds? Swing your little sword around and hope that you fucking hit something? Do any of you even know anything about anything?
No.
Have any of you been off of this godforsaken fucking city island?
No.
What are you doing? And she's like upset. I don't think that Brian has ever been visibly upset, especially with Gideon, but she's like upset.
I just listen, I like the tape you left me, and I wanted to buy you a drink before I left. All right? Can we just
wait. No. What?
You heard what I said.
Yeah, I'd like you to repeat it because I'm pretty sure I just hallucinated whatever the fuck came out of your mouth.
I said
At this moment, the door to House of Huntress slams open. The door almost falls off its hinges. There is a cinematic record scratch and a spotlight. What the fuck? It's pointing at the door. Now, Winona, where are you standing in this precise moment?
No, it's
I'm at the bar, like waiting, like within like a small crowd of people, trying to place my bet, like I had mentioned, but also trying to be a little bit discreet so that people don't see me.
Yeah, so the door, flap. You are kind of by it. You're standing nearby. You're maybe like 15, 20 feet away. This gust of air comes blowing in, and the spotlight shines down. How did that get here? And at the door, she's kind of drunk. You can kind of tell, but there's like a crowd of like 15 to 20 people behind her, and she's got this massive sword at her back. Standing in the doorway is he, your rival.
No.
And she says, Winona, if I'm going to the wilds tomorrow to save Kyrthys, everyone's gathering around as they hear the shouting. I'm settling business before I go.
Oh my god.
Oh hell!
Winona,
Oh, come on!
I challenge you to a duel.
No!
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.